I know you're owned by Paul Ricard, but that is a disgrace of a rejoin.
You only make you feel like you could never leave. Do the same, we can't go back, this is all we need. Follow me to make believe and make your dreams come true. This night means forever and so does me and you. We say we love, we say we love. We gave it all, we gave it all. We say we love, we say we love. But we were just interesting until something better came along. Fall in love and tear it down as soon as we wake up. Promise you the world tonight, show you what I've got. Your body speaks my language and you read me like a book. This night means forever and so does me and you. We say we love, we say we love. We gave it all, we gave it all. We say we love, we say we love. But we were just interesting until something better came along.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to round 5 of the Octane Online Racing Simrigs Sprint Series here for Split Yellow and Split Green. My name is Alexis Bowen, and joining me tonight at the moment is none of the people listed in the commentators list, but we do have Mitchell Hobbs here. How are you, Mitch?
Hi, I'm not Austin McNeil.
No, you're clearly Austin McNeil, but doing a very Hobbs impression.
Yes, that's right, yeah. Look, I'm good, and I'm excited for some boring down-the-straight action at Paul Ricard.
Yes.
The rest will be great, just ignore the straight. Just don't worry about that bit.
Yes, the infamously average Paul Ricard circuit in the south of France. Also in the middle of nowhere in France.
Yeah, look, and there's a lot of middle of nowhere in France, and that's how it's going to be. And Raggy, there's an extra L on my first name there. You missed it. I just thought I'd point that out. Just, yeah, get the phone checked out, mate.
Yes, and we will be joined by Daniel Sakuna a little bit later on. He'll just be in a little bit late today. But in the meantime, we will jump on over to the qualifying session. Currently looking on with Matthew Herod, who is currently sitting P3 in the pro standings and also the overall standings. And actually in the practice session there too.
Yeah, wow. Coincidence? I think not. I mean, fast track, 25 degrees, a little bit hotter than what we've seen recently. Oh, Raggy's just roasted me. The L I left at SRO Sprint Series. That upsets me. No, it doesn't actually. He's correct, but we'll ignore that.
Green light, give it all you can.
A little bit of...
qualifying. Yeah.
Qualifying now, yeah. So, all the drivers coming out. We have a 12-minute qualifying session to start things off. Then the format for tonight is a 20-minute race followed by a secondary qualifying session and a 40-minute race to finish off the split.
Yes, it's a nice format. We haven't seen this format for quite some time now, actually. I recall maybe the last time, at least I raced the type of format, it's possibly season 5 of our Sprint Series, if I recall correctly, maybe in season 6.
It has been a little while, but I do remember.
Someone will come into the chat and tell me it was actually last season, but the last time I can recall it.
Well, to be fair, last season is probably feeling like an age ago.
Okay, that's true.
Of course, this Sprint Series was the first series to start up for this year, really.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've only got, 2 rounds after this to go of this one, and then we'll be into a new one for Season 2 of this year, or Season 17. That's a bloody lot of seasons. That's a high number.
17 seasons, wow. Ah, yes, there we go. Merxel Hobbs.
Ah, yes, fantastic.
Thank you to the
sounds good.
Beautiful broadcaster, which tonight is the ever wonderful Neil Alexander Mullock himself. Yes, there we go. He will be managing the cameras tonight for both Split Yellow and Split Green. Yes, as of course you are all aware, we have 2 splits, and unlike last week where we had the Monza reruns, there will be 2 splits per night. So
oh yeah.
We get Split Yellow and Split Green tonight, then Split Blue and Split Red tomorrow as we see Chris Cooley in the Dink Donk livery.
I was going to say, you knew straight away that was Chris Cooley. You just knew.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then you got Nigel Lammerman on the right, just coming through the final couple of corners to finish his first lap, or potentially start a hot lap. I'd say probably start a hot lap, considering we've only just come around first time of the circuit. Across the line he comes. Chris Cooley's going to come onto the straight and really show the straight line speed of the Aston. It'll be interesting actually to see the straight line of some of the other cars, aka Porsche, Merc, all of those that don't have any straight line speed. I will certainly be looking at that. Yeah, I don't know. No idea.
Never heard of that, but you can see the Aston Martin is flying down the Everlong Mr. Australia, of course, unlike the F1 layout that was run throughout 2019 through 2022 or whenever the French Grand Prix was last run. They had a chicane, we don't.
Boring.
Oh, tight corner through Bose, having to run out super wide to get the exit speed as he runs towards Bendor corner.
But not the real Bender corner in our hearts. We know which corner that is.
Aston Martin is looking...
That looked planted. Now, John, is that information about the setup correct? Because if Kuyul is doing 280 down the straight, he needs to reconsider options on the setup there.
So now we are coming up to the real Bender apex.
Oof, that was nice. It's looking like a decent exit. It might be a 50, maybe a 50, high 53 on the board here. Ooh, mid 53. Ooh.
And in fast track conditions, that's pretty solid.
And it's toasty too, so
yeah.
That's a really nice lap. Loz 1.1 off some of the silver drivers coming in. We'll see a couple more pros bring some times up in just a moment. So we see Herod now coming around. Okay, he's doing a bit of sliding.
And that's not really how you're meant to get around that corner, I don't think.
How does the Aston top it at 283? Well, actually, that's pretty good, considering what the other cars can do, but that's a bit insane. Oh, he's got Max Wang. Makes sense.
But even then, that's comparing the Max Wang of Cooley Cell
Well,
280 and just generally the Aston maxing out at 283, so...
Yeah, I guess that's pretty good. Well, that was a nice run from Ethan Cale there. In his Ferrari, it looked nice and smooth through there. He's keeping a tighter line through the double right-hander that no one likes, and if you do, I don't know what you're doing. But a nice little leaderboard forming there from the top of Cooley down to Scani in P14. Still, of course, many drivers to throw in some laps before we get sort of an indication of where the drivers might be at. And of course, just cold laps, so the tyre's not quite up to the optimum running they would want to be at. So see some faster times come in, I dare say, in the next 2 or 3 laps with 6.5 minutes to go.
You say cold laps.
Wow, look, it's pretty
34 degrees
toasty,
track, that's
but
a bit toasty.
yeah, well, don't worry about that.
Irrelevant, but Ethan Kay will get on to hopefully a proper lap here. The last lap was too invalid.
Not when he invalidates like
invalid as
that.
well. So that is 2 invalidations now for Ethan Kale.
Yeah, he'd be a bit annoyed with himself on that one. I know a lot of people do actually struggle with the track limits here, and it's certainly a rough topic around here. A lot of drivers just go, this is inconsistent. Yeah, I admit sometimes it's not ideal, and that's that looked like a nice run. I reckon that Cal might have run a little bit wider than he was hoping. But that's okay. Loz currently sitting P3 and in the silver class, so that's a really good effort. Maddox is a little bit off that, but Walker not too far behind. Kumar and Webb have done the exact same time.
That never happens if you're asking JC.
What are we asking? Why are we asking JC?
Because it never happens. No one ever gets the same time.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I think Ethan Carl's just trying to work out where the time will be once he gets a valid lap in. I'll be shocked if this is valid, because I reckon that turn 1 and 2 line looked a little bit frisky for my liking. But that's okay. Death's thrown it up into P3 now. Yeah, I was going to say. There. Dear. Koza, though. Ooh, 4/10 up on Cooley's time, almost. I say on Cooley's time. His best time to come above Cooley's, I should say. I'll get my words out eventually. But he's just... Yeah, it's going to be tight. He's equaling at the moment. Can he get a nice run? Good exit. Maybe just lost the rear a little bit. No, didn't quite hit the apex there. Doesn't want to run too wide. And I think he's going to go below Cooley here, so he's got more time. It's going to be a 53.5 again. Oh, just a 5.2.
No, it's a 5.9.
No, don't even.
But here comes Chris Cooley. He's about to blow time out of the water. And it will be a 53.19.
No,
no, not quite. Oh, he just not quite.
Oh, Maddox 2/10 up. This, if he can keep this together, put him above Loz, and he's still only on the straight here, so still got plenty of time to make up in this final sector, which is a tricky one to put together, especially that Bendor corner that no one likes. It's a really nasty one. You just got to get on the brakes a little bit later, get in on the apex nicely, and just power out as soon as possible. Lost a little bit of time there through the fast right-hander, which I can never remember the name of, and I should know. Signes, I think it's called.
Or I don't know.
I think it's Signes from memory.
Yeah, it's stupid.
It's French, yeah. Ooh, there was time, but he lost it on exit. That is not ideal for Maddox. But maybe he can pull out just enough tenths to keep at least in touch with Loz, preferably in front. Went a little bit wide there. I think tried for a run, or maybe he's getting ready for another lap. He's got 2 more laps worth in the bag in this 3 minutes left of qualifying. A little bit more spread out, looking at the times at the moment, though. Hopefully that'll even out a little bit.
Well, it's really just that top 5 that's really well spread out. Once you get from Maddox down, it is super, super tight.
Yeah, certainly nice. Someone's asking for rain. Well, I can tell you it's dry, and it's going to be dry. Don't know about the race, but certainly quali. There you go. Herod just come across the line. 1.3 seconds off. Does a 54.5. Like he's got a little bit more in the tank than that. I think from what we saw, he might have done a low 54 in quali in practice before. Similar-ish conditions. Optimum now, though. Ooh. That's tough.
Just a note on the race conditions. So race 1 will be run on day 2 in the server, and race 2 will be run on day 3 in the server. So there will be a little bit of variability in the weather, you would hope.
Wow, certainly would be nice to see a little bit of rain, even if it's just 10 minutes at the start, just to really change things up a bit.
Yeah, we will see what happens. We can see Arno Loz flying down towards Scene Corner. I'm just going to stick with that. Loz is currently sitting 2nd in the silver class, just behind Sean Brimblecombe. Brimblecombe is currently P23. I'd assume that would be some kind of quali ban, given that he's been stuck in the pits all session.
Potentially, I haven't read too far into that. Maybe he's just had a bit of a rough qualifying. If so, let me go and find out. They did post the incident points earlier, so let me double check.
Here is Arno Loz coming through now into Bender's Apex. Gets a bit of the inside curve, doesn't want to go too wide. Well, has that caused any invalidation? What is the time going to be? Across the line he goes, and it is not an improvement, so he's got one more lap to do it.
Yep, it is. I can confirm Atkinson, Brimblecombe, and also Stockton, when he next participates, will need to serve a qualifying ban. I can't see if Stockton's name's in here, but definitely Atkinson and Brimblecombe both need to serve their qualifying bans in the next participating race, aka right now. So they will unfortunately have to start from the back. And we see a couple of drivers have thrown it in. Cooley's in the pits, Maddox is in the pits, Lou's also in the pits. Now, Koza's still out there. If he can get full use of the optimum track and keep the tyres there, he could get Cooley, potentially.
Definitely. Well, I mean, Koza has already improved on his time somewhat. Ethan Kale finally has a time on the board, but it's only 1.5 seconds off of Chris Cooley, so that puts him only P11 right now. But right now, he is not invalid as far as I'm aware.
Yeah, it seems to be the case. More drivers coming in now. Kuma in, Stratford in, Taplin in as well. So that is a tough one for some of those drivers. Probably expect to see a couple of them higher. Maybe Lou. I mean, solid job to be P3 in the Pro-M class in the qualifying here. A bit of a gap down to Douglas Keane. And of course, Atkinson as well has not done the time due to the quali ban. So end of qualifying now. Drivers doing their final lap. Death cannot go any faster. Just under 8 tenths off Cooley's 53.2. Loz is up, and this could be enough to take P3 off Death. Let's see if Loz can just nail this. There's a lot of time in that final corner. Oh, but lost it. I reckon this could be close. This is going to be very close.
Oh, he just got it.
Oh, Ethan Kale's very much up 1 second. This would definitely knock Loz off the podium pole. I'll get there. Podium position on the grid is what I was looking for, but I can't English apparently.
What is English?
Final corner. I don't know. He's a second up. Whoa, I reckon he almost wasn't far off having probably a pole up in there. He lost about 2 tenths in that final sector. There you go, P3. So Loz back down to P4. Price as well. 7/10 up. This could bring him... Oh, don't hit that curb, though. Oh, just lost a little bit of time through that final corner. I reckon there was a bit more there. Yeah, I hope you get a podium pole too, John. It's okay.
Riley Price up to P17 in the lone Bentley.
Absolutely. Carter, the last driver on the list. Got a bit of a gap to Kuma, so he's really going to have to pull something out here if he wants an extra position. And let's see what can be done from Carter. Coming across the line. Nothing is the answer to that one.
There you go, it is.
Oh, it's even toastier now. Lovely.
Oh, 37 degrees track temperature. That's what happens when your entire track is a car park.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, of course, the pit stop requirement for these races is one stop for fuel. That's about it. There's no pit window or anything like that. You can pit whenever you wish. And, of course, the second race, the 40-minute race, is a reverse top 10 of the results of this race, and anyone outside the top 10 will have to use that second qualifying session to determine their positions for the start of race 2 out below P10, basically. So that'll be a good one to keep an eye out for those that maybe have a bit of a rough race or could have been higher. They can use that to their advantage to get as close up into the top 10 as they can.
Yes, certainly. Well, here we go. The real question's being asked by Race Control. Favorite flavor of Yoplait yogurts?
Never had Yoplait.
Strawberry.
I think I've upset a few people saying I haven't had Yoplait, but that's okay.
It's fine, Mitch. We need to find someone to disown.
Yeah, I thought I was already disowned. Only use for yogurt is in a chicken shawarma. Yeah, no. You can use Greek yogurt in tacos. They're pretty good.
Lucas
or
Keys
in a
saying
souvlaki.
Gippsland Dairy is better. Well, I mean, personally, I'm...
Fight.
No. Personally, Gippsland Dairy pretty good. Tamar Valley is better.
Yes. Yep. Tamar Valley. We've actually got some in the fridge. I think we've got a mango or a peach one. Oh,
John.
Oh, here we go. Oh, no.
Is Greek yogurt really yogurt?
Oh, let's not even have this argument. This is an argument for later, John.
Oh, Lucas Keys has earned himself chatter of the day.
Glenn Germain saying mixed berry. Fair choice. A lot of people like berries.
Yeah.
Brown's Greek. Oh, goodness. Here we go.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of variety here.
There's a lot of berry involved. What is you need to get your phone looked at?
Yes.
Yeah, look. Oh, drivers dropping down, though. Getting ready. Getting their strategies ready.
We've got 3
now,
seconds.
but my question to you, Alexis, is what's the strategy with this fuel stop? I personally would only go 1 litre.
Yeah, 1 litre.
But when do you take it?
I'd say take it as early as you possibly can.
I thought of that strategy when looking at the settings for this race. But then I had one thought to that is, what if you're a Porsche or a Merc, probably those, and a Lambo, I guess, that don't have very good straight line speed? Because if you do that...
You've rocked up in the wrong car, simple.
Yeah, well, no. But the issue is, if you do that and you come out in clean air, which is lovely, but you don't have any straight line speed, like, is that... You could have slipstream if you just stayed out a bit longer.
Yes, but it depends whether you're in a train of a bajillion cars or whether you are basically just with that other car you're slipstreaming.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one. I mean, it'd be nice if there's any incidents to get out of the way.
Yeah.
But, I mean, yeah, pitting lap 1 is certainly an option.
I think, yeah, most drivers will take it as early as they possibly can, especially if they are in a bit of traffic and they have a car that is either good enough in the straight line or is faster than the cars ahead through the corners.
It's going to be interesting to see what the strategies are. It'd be interesting to see if anyone leaves it till very late in the race. I mean, if you're Chris Cooley, you could do that.
Yeah, if you're out the front, you can do that.
Or if you're Chris Cooley, do you pit lap 1 because you don't have slipstream? You don't want to give anyone else slipstream.
Oh, yeah.
Well, time to find out, I guess.
We're playing the F1 DRS games, aren't we?
That's right, yeah. I don't want to give DRS. I want DRS. No, but that's not possible.
Yeah.
Oh, there's two cars of the same team. Second and third. That's Ethan Kale and...
Jamie Koza.
Koza, that's right. I was trying to work it out. I should know. And Ethan will slap me for not knowing. That's okay.
Roll
I like
on.
that Nissan livery.
Oh, the Nissan livery is fantastic. That is Taplin, I believe, there. Yeah, Liam Taplin there.
Oof.
Mitt Hobbs, I will let you take this race start.
Oh, I cannot wait for this. This is going to be very exciting. A 20-minute race here. Chris Cooley on pole. Koza by his side. Kale, Loz, Death, Maddox, Herod, Walker, Webb, and Tatlian. Your top 10 as we come down to the start-finish line. As we wait for the lights to go green, we wait patiently, and they go green. That's a really good start from Cooley. No real movers in the field except that McLaren. I believe that's Tatlian, who's got a great start. That's Kale up the inside of Koza. Teammates do not want to collide here. 3 wide into turn 1. I don't really like that idea, but it's clean so far. People coming into a single file nicely. Track limits is another thing we can talk about afterwards because those drivers look like they went a little bit wide. Koza, Kale, side by side, down into this little S-bend chicane type section. Got Loz following nicely. Death there too. Maddox not too far behind Death. Just putting the nose in. Oh, a bit of a tap there on Loz, but no real incident there. Maybe just a bit of a quick shout to the stewards from Loz there, just letting them know it's happened. They might have a quick look, but I don't think anything to come from that. It's a reasonably clean start. I think that's Jacob Fleming right at the back, though, in the Porsche I saw round. That's not good for him.
Yeah, Fleming spun round at turn 1 as there is so many cars going side by side down the Mistrov, 3 wide as they go through the middle of the Mistrov, but like you can see. Oh no, there's no gap there. There is no gap there.
Whoa.
Oh my lord, that is tight.
This is not how you do it, people.
Don't go 4 wide.
Don't
go 4 wide. Oh my god, there's the calamity.
Oh,
wait, huh?
Considering what happened there, that's a great save. There was a bit of a tap, but the blue car, I'm not sure who is.
Oh, that is Price.
That's Price. Oh, it was a really well saved. Gee, I don't really have any words for that other than that was really well done.
Wow, that was intense.
Carter through
racing.
too. Wow. And Brimblecombe making way up after the quali ban. Holy moly.
That was unbelievable to watch. Chris Huey already gets underway at the fastest lap. You see Stratford going up the inside of
I think Loz in the pits or Loz round? I'm going to go with Loz round because Loz was P4 and he's now P8. Kumar into the pits. I think that's a good strategy there.
Yep. Kumar getting the pit stop out of the way.
Oh, JP. Oh, my God.
Ban that man.
Yeah, please. Oh, that's wide.
Yeah, very wide.
That was wide from George Stratford.
Yeah, Stratford going very wide. Atkinson up the inside, who did also have that pair.
Whoa. What was that? That's a stewards. There you go. I'm not even going to go there. That was questionable there.
Oh dear, that was the other Taplin tapping around Fleming. Oh dear.
I don't have words for what I have actually just witnessed.
John.
000, are you there?
I have witnessed a murder.
Oh my God, I have.
Well, meanwhile, let's take a look at this.
What's going on here? Looks like Maddox's car. It is. Whoa! What? Excuse me?
They morphed.
What was that?
morphing powers.
The Kirby what? What?
Kirby car.
I agree, JP. Unfortunately, Darty has not had a great season. And he's just unfortunately showing that with the instance that he's been involved in, spun around twice in 2 laps. That's not ideal, but of course this is why we have the qualifying for race 2 to get you up there again. Kozer's gone fastest, 53.9 there. Oh, yep, some drivers coming to the pits. That's a really good idea. I think considering the traffic, I'd definitely be coming into the pits.
Yeah, as we look on with Mike Crick in the Nissan. What's that?
Oh,
Nissan?
another nice livery.
Yeah. The Nissans are always beautiful. And they're actually kind of decent now.
Yeah, look, it's a little bit track dependent, I think, and setup dependent as to how they actually handle, but I reckon it's pretty good on the straights here. They're arriving onto the straights, and arriving into the comms box is Mr. Daniel Secluna himself.
We have Scooney joining us.
He doesn't want to talk to me, so that's okay.
That's all right. G'day everyone. Sorry, I'm a bit very, very tardy, but
You missed the start. What was that?
oh mate, you gotta catch me up on everything.
Oh no, that's a job for another day. I don't know how to explain that.
Oh, okay. I'll just look through the stream because
Yes,
it sounds like it's been very
Great.
very
Fantastic.
How do you like 4 wide into seniors?
oh my goodness, wowee, that's a bit of a well, I'm speechless.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna
Exactly.
have a look right now. So just
Better yet, no one died.
Yeah.
wow. Okay, that's thanks for keeping me in the loop as we have a fastest lap for Chris Cooley. I mean, that's one constant that I think I can bring for almost every race for this sprint series, especially in split yellow. Chris Cooley getting the fastest lap and out in the lead by, as I can see. Yeah, it's that's definitely a
3
constant.
seconds. Oh, that's a nice lead to have after just under 7 minutes, really. That's really nicely done, and getting that 53.5 in. That was pretty much the same time that Cooley did on a fast track on his cold lap in quali almost, or a faster lap. So nicely there to keep the car in check. They're probably not far off, only about 40 litres of fuel for this first part of the race, maybe 45 if you're in a bit more of a gas guzzling car. So nicely done indeed. This is nice livery too here from Matt Harrod. I love it.
Yeah, the Bin Chicken Racing livery always delivers. Always some fantastic liveries in the split yellow field.
Great liveries and also great names as well, like Bin Chicken Racing, and then we got Scarney's one, which, as I said before, it sounds like a baby name, Elon Musk baby name. So,
Oh yes.
Oh,
yeah.
yes, of course.
So, yeah.
Oh, now
Oh, here
we
we
have
go.
nearly a 3
Oh.
wide going into scene corner, and that is, I believe, would that be?
Carter.
Oh.
Carter getting just edging ahead of Riley Price there, and Keane wants to get into the action here as he just sweeps down the inside of Price, and Price just taken by surprise there. I believe it was just losing 2 places within 2 corners.
Now he's trying to
Yeah,
get back
pretty
up the
keen on that
inside at Bend Door corner, but can't quite do it. Will be in the slipstream, running towards the second to last corner, but backs over low. Keane's gone very, very
Oh.
wide. So opens the door now, going into Bender's apex. As Price tries to get the up and under, but can't do it.
Yeah.
Keane is going to come into the pits.
I thought he was going to pay the price there. Thank you. I'm here all night. Thank you.
Hey, Paige, I didn't realize you were in the room.
Yeah, right.
Lovely. Love it. Bender missed that apex.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
very
he
much
missed
that
it
apex.
just a bit, but he didn't miss the drivers going by.
I think he was actually over in Belgium. That's how far he missed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, John, I'm sorry. I'm extremely sorry for that one. I know. Oh, look at this. I'm seeing a common theme in P2 P3 and P4 here. Can't work out what it is, though.
Certain prancing horse, I reckon.
Maybe, yeah.
Italian strategies.
Oh, look, I hope they don't have Ferrari strategies.
I was going to say, that's a bit concerning.
Yeah, well, I mean, in this race, really, you should only be putting in 1 litre of fuel. So hopefully those Ferraris aren't putting in 120.
No, and you probably do the same strat for the 40-minute race, of course, coming up with that reverse top 10. I mean, excited to see how that pans out with a few of the results. We've seen some certainly twisted results, unusual results with the reverse grid.
Yeah, absolutely. I was just reading real quick about the format of this round, and it's a very mixed up format, and the super qualifying format coming up next after this race is going to really jumble up the field, I reckon.
Certainly will, and usually when we get those reverse grid races, we see chaos as Chris Cooley sets another fastest lap at 53.5. He's just slowly edging away from Koza and Kale, but that is super, super tight as Lou comes into pits and Tatlian goes on through to continue. Here is Matthew Herod. And now here's Sean Brimblecombe.
Yeah, Sean Brimblecombe, the you could say surprise winner from the Silverstone race. He's been bumped up to silver, as I can see, from Pro-Am. So yeah, definitely that race win has most certainly given him that promotion that he well and truly deserves, I reckon.
Certainly, but he was under a bit of pressure to start off this round, of course, serving a qualifying ban. So he had to start all the way at the back of the field, but has since recovered to P18 for the moment. But there are drivers still yet to pit, and he gets ahead of one of them, which is Grant Liu there. There's Brendan Walker in the Mr. Oinker livery.
Tom just saying in chat, apparently he appreciated the promotion. I mean, you know, like to stay in Pro-Am, it would be, I don't know, like to get a race win in Pro-Am when you have silver and pros to compete against, that's still a really, that's almost unheard of in, you know, today's like GT3 style format racing. You know, it's such a rarity at this point.
Definitely. So continue to look on with Herod. We'll see if any of the top 12 pit soon. There are only a couple that took the pit as early as possible strat. I believe it was Kumar who was the earliest of the pitters and is currently sitting second of the drivers that have pit, just behind Arno Loz, as we have side by side between Atkinson and Price. Price trying to stick the nose up the no, that's Atkinson trying to stick the nose up the inside. Price trying to hold in there. Atkinson
Lost it.
Yeah.
Just don't hit the brakes too late through there, or else you'll do that.
Had a request from Tom in chat to see if Hobbsy can pronounce Mr. Cooley's team name.
Oh, ANL esports. Yeah, it's pretty good. This is when Tom Mulaney tells me that that's incorrect.
Cookie mentioned that Darty has been hit 3 times in this race, so
Third time's a charm, isn't it?
yeah, that's it.
Well, no, not in Darty's case, but that's okay.
Might provide some luck for him in the second race.
It's true.
Yeah, there we go, Tom in chat. I was waiting for the response, and there we go. Took the words right out of my mouth. So yeah, it's I think no matter what you would have said, it still would have been wrong. So
well, did Tom want to give it a go?
yeah,
yeah.
Exactly. If he says like, oh, it's wrong, you're not pronouncing it right.
Ooh, penalties. 10 seconds, Douglas Kane, lap 1 collision. And Cooley goes faster. Okay, then.
Wonder if that penalty for Keane has to do with
Ooh.
what happens. Oh,
15-second death, lap 1. You key.
it disappeared pretty quick. That
It did.
control
I think
message.
the stewards just wanted to get that over and done with, and I don't envy them stewarding lap 1 incidents in a 20-minute race, because certainly some incidents can take longer than... Well, they're onto it, though. Giles Stratford, 10-second collision on lap 2. That's who we're on board with at the moment. So a couple of incidents, I think that was the one with Atkinson before, or Lammerman. I can't remember which one. One of the teammates, so
One of
either
them.
or same car, but down at that little S section, but towards heading onto the back straight.
At a hotel.
Yes, that's the one. Taplin, ooh, 15-second penalty. Maybe that was the incident with Fleming as well, I believe.
Yeah, that'll be the incident with Fleming that we saw down at camp.
Yeah, wow, all the stewards just handing out penalties like Oprah.
Penalties that aren't issued by the stewards. A drive-through penalty if there for Liam Taplin. He just came into the pits, as far as I'm aware.
That'll be for speeding in the pits,
Yep.
I guess. Or potentially, if he's far enough out of the pits, it could be track limits as well. We're not quite sure on that one.
As over in the Twitch chat, we've got the return of fan favourite Bushy Santa. Welcome back, Bushy Santa. We do actually run the F1 series on Sunday nights, streaming from 6 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time.
Yeah, I wonder who streams that.
Yeah, I wonder who streams that.
That might be you, I think.
Yeah, no. Definitely not me. Definitely not promoting the series that I am personally streaming onto the Twitch channel.
Let's see what the gap is between Koza and Cooley. I'm interested to know. It's a second, but 4.5 seconds. I mean, it's a second. Oh, under a second now. Kale and Koza. Maybe if you Kale, I reckon you pit, because you could be giving Death the slipstream, even though Death's got a 15, so it doesn't matter. But then I'm guessing he's trying to get the slipstream off Koza. So what do?
Suffer.
Oh, dangerous driving lap 2, Nigel Lammerman. So I'm going to guess that's who was hit by Stratford. And then potentially a rejoin that could have been bad that caused the incident.
I'm pretty sure, there was some kind of rejoin that happened with Lammerman, because I believe it was Atkinson and Stratford that collided, but Lammerman also went off the track in that moment.
Yeah. That would make sense. Down the back straight now, 4 minutes to go. This has gone really fast.
The ever-long discussion about the BMW eating the other BMW. JP saying that he doesn't think there's anything in the sporting code about eating another competitor. Might be something to consider.
Yeah, that is certainly something to consider. Maybe just add that a bit later. Significant weight penalty. I think eating another car would give you enough of a weight penalty.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just looking through the order, and currently the lead driver who is coming to the pits is Herod. Loz not too far behind though, but plenty of the drivers out front. Got front 6 there. We've yet to make their stop there. Basically going to go all the way to the last lap and do it on the last lap.
Don't see why not.
Yeah.
Change things up a bit. Rather than do it first lap, do it last lap. Why not?
The tyres will absolutely be lasting for a 20-minute race.
Absolutely. And one way to do it, Tatlian now on the back of Kumar at the moment, trying to get that slipstream, doing so with a straight line speed. 281 is the limit, not seeing it actually go any higher. That was unusual, almost hit a wall there by the looks of it. But through Sydney's now, double right-hander, no one likes this corner. Oh, he's holding 4th, down to 3rd, I'd suspect. Well, that's a really tight line. That's a really tight line.
Seems to work for Tatlian there.
Yeah, people always interpret the corner in a slightly different way. Kranich side by side with Fleming. I think he's just getting past potentially. Fleming might throw it down the inside here and does. Kranich was pretty nice there and letting that happening. I think he knows that Fleming's faster, so I just wanted to let that go through.
Definitely, as we keep an eye on who's coming out of the pits. Sasha definitely has completed her pit stop, so we'll be out in a minute. And does come out now. Seems to be in around near where that looks like Webb. Like has just come out
Oh, that
ahead
was
of
a
this
nice
battle
run.
between
Hello.
Tatlian and Brimblecombe. As Brimblecombe goes side by side with Tatlian going into her tell. And up the inside,
Oh.
Tatlian trying to hold there, and
Yeah.
Brimblecombe from last is up to P9.
Yeah, Tatlian, I reckon, could have held that line a little bit more than what he was expecting, but I think he just wanted to play a little bit safe now. Brimblecombe's got 2 other Ferraris up ahead, Death and Kuma, so that'll be interesting. It looks like the only person yet to pit is the leader himself. I reckon he's going to come in now. Actually, he has to.
He has to, otherwise he is illegal.
Yeah, he is indeed illegal, so into the pits.
He is just illegal.
Yeah, no, just him. It's not his race strat, it's just he is illegal.
Yeah.
But we'll get 10 laps in, well, 11 laps really in this race.
Okay, your leader is on the
There
final
we go, we've
lap
just
now.
passed lap
Give it all you
10.
can.
As we look at
Ooh.
Jamie Koza,
Interesting to see
Keely
what the gap is here.
Keely won't be stopped for long.
No, I reckon he's just coming up to the box now and is. I reckon he's probably close to the first box. It is the first box. So he was prepared for that. And he'll go up and then immediately back down. And does so. And it's going to come out here pretty quickly. Should come out a nice way ahead of Jamie Koza. And does so.
Koza will have those tyres up to scuff.
Yeah, no Koza even in sight from the rear camera of the car. So,
Oh dear. Oh, Glenn Taplin. Glenn Taplin, stop, go 10 for an unsafe rejoin.
now I've got a bigger problem with that.
We're on the
He
last
can't
lap.
serve it, yeah. Well, actually, he could. If he
Yeah.
stopped now, he could serve it. Oh, Jacob Fleming, 10-second penalty for a collision on lap 6. That's not ideal either. Grant Liu, P12 at the moment. There's a car stopped on
That's
the
Tatlian.
straight. Hey?
Tatlian's run out of fuel.
Oh.
Oh. So we take a look at the replay. Yeah, he just stopped on track there, and
Parked it, yep.
that's a shame. That's a real
That's
shame
rough.
because he would have been I believe it would have been reverse grid pole. He was in P10.
Oh
You
dear.
what? That's going to be a tough one to take for him.
Oh dear. Now that puts Webb into position as Riley Price has picked up a drive through for track limits.
Oh, come on.
How fun.
Yeah, that's this is not gonna. This has been a race to forget for some. I'm just gonna ignore that.
Well, as I said before, like these penalties are just being served out like Oprah. So, like Oprah serves out, you get a penalty and you get a penalty. Everybody gets a penalty and gets their race.
I don't want
ruined.
one.
Well, guess what? You get one.
You get one anyway. Oh, does
What
he
did I-
see?
Oh,
Oh, Luke getting into the back of Carter, I believe it was. And, ooh, as we see,
Your leader has
Chris
finished the race.
Cooley, bit of just normal stations here, wins race 1. Koza in 2nd, Kale in 3rd. Another just dominant win by Cooley, I guess. Maddox in 4th, and Herod rounds out the top 5.
You can see Tatlian is still there, parked on the side of the road. Oh dear. There is Harsh Kumar coming across in P7 and P2 in class. Death in P8. Brimblecombe P9 will be on the front row, but it'll be Webb who will be your reverse grid pole sitter. Daniel Webb in the Red Rebel Racing entry. That is not a red car, by the way.
Great name, by the way, for that web guy.
ugh. Come on, Scarney. Jesus.
P14. Come on, buddy.
Oh, I was more so talking about the team name, not the position. But yeah, that works too.
Oh, that was the Elon Musk baby name team.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly right.
Well, Keane, Lowerman, and Stratford all with 10-second penalties cross the line. Keane will be the only one who will actually not really drop. No, yeah,
Yeah, I don't.
yeah, he
bother-
will.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he will.
Kranich caught up enough. Taplin does try to come into the pits to serve the stop-go 10.
And that's not how it works.
No.
Unless his pit box is before the start-finish line. Then technically it might work.
But even then, he's not going to lose any positions because Nick.
Oh, it
Taplian
actually is before the finish line. Oh my goodness.
Oh, wait, is it? Hold on.
Yep, it is because he's not got the checkered flag and he's in the pits. You know, I think I've seen it all now. Yeah. Yep.
Show. Oh my
Please find
God.
me. Yep.
I've seen something very familiar in Formula One. Let's just say.
Yeah.
Yeah. That certainly happened as we make the run down pit lane. Oh no, he still got it. 55 seconds.
Ah, that is a big.
I thought it would have served it.
He
That's
did
really odd.
serve it.
Well, he doesn't lose
Absolutely.
positions because Tatlian finished a lap behind, so he sticks there anyway.
Rigged.
Rigged. Yep.
Yep.
Hashtag rig. Hashtag justice for Taplin.
Oh yeah, that's right. It only serves on. No, it shouldn't serve on pit exit. That's not right.
Hashtag
Oh, it
void.
does? What?
Hashtag void lap 11.
Yep. Well, yeah.
I'm just gonna pay attention to chat. Yeah, Peach getting the bin. Peach is just absolutely going to town on the buns here. Loving it. I'm loving it, but
Look,
I don't think
Glenn,
chat
you're a
really
mod.
is.
Do something.
Yes, exactly.
Do mod things.
Be the moderator you're always meant to be.
Green light. Go, go, go.
But that is your first race here. We'll jump over to a quick quali session here before we get into a much longer 40-minute race. Of course, the top 10 is already set, reversing the results of the top 10 from race 1. P11 down will go out again to do a quick 10-minute qualifying session before we get into the big 40-minute race.
So we'll have to look just going over the race results again. Cooley in first once again for I don't know how many race wins he's had this season. This has to be at least his fourth one. Koza in second, Kale in third, Mannix fourth, Herod fifth, Loz sixth, Kumar seventh, Sasha. Her race was undone by a penalty late race. She sits in P8. Sean Bribblecombe from last on the grid to P9. That was a nice pickup from someone in chat there. Very well done. And Webb will get reverse grid top 10.
Indeed, as we look now at Nick Tatlian, who will be ruining the missed opportunity that could have been on reverse grid pole, could have been able to have a toilet break in between, but they again probably had a bit of a toilet break waiting for that race to finish.
Yeah, as we pay attention now to the reverse grid, well, from P11 onwards qualifying session, I guess who's going to be our favourite, do you reckon, for this race? There was a lot of drivers that were unstuck by quite substantial penalties. Yeah, death penalties.
It's anyone's games, really, isn't it?
Mm.
Oh no, just death is my favourite for this race.
Well, yeah, I'd definitely shout for Sasha Death if Cooley can get through. I mean, it's 40 minutes, really, and there's a pit stop. I think Cooley can get through that in 40 minutes, can't he?
Yeah. Yeah.
Pun police. Please,
Yeah,
you may
maybe.
continue your amazing work. A lot of people disagree with that, but I agree with that. You know what? Let's have some fun. It's a Wednesday
No.
night.
Incorrect,
It wasn't the fun
no.
police, it was the pun police.
Exactly. Sorry.
So therefore there is no
have
fun
some
involved. It is only
No,
pain and
there's
torture.
no fun. Exactly.
It's all right. It's hump day. It's the middle of the week. Let's all have a bit of fun.
And just looking, it does look like Atkinson is still remaining in the pit, so I think he is still having to serve a quali ban. So it seems both races are impacted. It's just a quali
correct.
round ban, it seems.
It is indeed a quali round. That's
That
it's a tough one to take, unfortunately. There's not the round that you want that quali ban, but that's how it is, unfortunately, for some drivers.
That's
You win
it.
some, you tend to lose a lot.
Mm-hmm. That's it.
What are you, the gambling ad? Yeah.
Oh my god.
You win some, you lose more.
You lose more, exactly.
Chances are you're about to lose.
Oh, God, I hate hearing that.
It's just such a I mean, it's a solid message, but it's just
Oh,
such,
yeah.
like, a down.
It definitely gets the message across better than just gamble responsibly.
Oh, yes. Oh, they still have
It's
to
just-
say that.
It's just like, I'm not affiliated with Sportsbet in any way. It was like, get more odds with Sportsbet. And it's right at the end, it's like, gamble responsibly.
I know. And then it's, you win some, you lose more. Like, we know. This is why you don't do it, kids. Remember that.
Well, I mean, it seems obvious to us, but it's probably not obvious to quite a few people, hence why they have to have the ads. But then again,
Yeah.
why are the ads on TV anyways? But as Brendan
Ooh.
Walker goes
Wow, that's a
top
nice
with
starting lap.
54.8. That's a really good start. Of course, track is optimum and 32 degrees again.
That's a bit toasty. 5k an hour wins too. That'll change things up a bit.
As we see the
Whoa.
more times, wow, as Jacob Fleming just pips Walker to the post with the time that is, what is that, 100th faster than Walker. And then there's Nick
never mind. Yep.
Tatlian. I'm not gonna lie, that was my my bet for this super poll or super qualifying session. As
Super
getting
P11.
Yes,
exactly. Super P11.
P11,
Right.
exactly. So it was definitely one of my dark horses in picks because that was a really unlucky way of losing P10 there. Not gonna lie.
So we're just keeping an eye on the order at the moment. Tatlian from Fleming, Walker, Lou, then Liam Taplin, Keen, Glenn Taplin. They're in P7, currently 2 seconds off of Tatlian. Plenty of drivers yet to have set a time.
That's it. There's not really anyone. There is one driver in Sector 3. I believe that's number 70.
Walker.
77. Yep, Walker is there. There's no one else that has set like a. There's still a lot of drivers that haven't set a representative time as of yet.
Or just any time at all.
Yeah,
I love track limits. Ooh, Walker, 54, 345. Are we going to see a 53 here?
These are some pretty good times from these drivers. Is Tatlian 2/10 up at the minute. He's getting close to that 53. Of course, the tyres will be at their best condition around about now.
2/10, that's pole right there. If you can pull this up a bit wide on the exit, pulls it up nicely.
It's gonna be
Unconvinced that's not gonna be
tight.
enough.
It's gonna be
I don't reckon it's going to be
tight.
enough. Yep.
Oh, just doesn't pip it. It was 3/100ths of a second in the end there, and just gonna have to go for one more lap, I guess.
Indeed, and he'll have. Well, he has time for 2 more. And
That's
he's already
it.
found 2/10 coming out of turn
Whoa.
2.
Definitely wants to make amends for the slight error coming into the final 2 corners there, and just losing a little bit of time there, but we will see how the lap unfolds.
Well, I mean, he's wanting to make amends for a much larger error in the previous race.
No. What do you mean?
This
Cross
is where
the line.
this is the glory race, as we see Fleming here on a very, very good lap, getting
This
a
is exactly
very
what he needs.
decent
A toe.
Yeah,
a very
that.
decent tow from a very decent car.
yeah,
In a
getting
straight
it
line
from the
anyway.
Lexus, so that will be helping big time as it peaks at about 283. Yeah, so it's Aston Martin pace.
I was gonna say 283 for a Porsche is like like light speed.
And he slides off the track. Yep. And the bigger issue there was that he wouldn't have been able to pass Scani anyway by OR rule standards.
Up the dirty air.
Up just
He
the,
needs to
yeah,
back off.
the wide behemoth that is the Lexus.
Absolutely, it is.
He
Well,
can't
have you
really
seen the
back off
M4?
too much because he's got the Ferrari behind him of Carter. Oh, he's
And
gonna
there
let
we
Carter
go.
through.
It's him through, and he's only going to get one more lap in, so he really has to make this lap count. Meanwhile, Lou is definitely making this lap count. 2/10 up on his previous best, coming into the last sector here.
Walker's
As he's
done.
Got a little bit of traffic here. Yep, Walker is, he's happy with that lap, and very, very confident to not do one more lap, and maybe he didn't have enough fuel. As we see,
Oh, this is going to be a little tight here, I reckon. Lou goes a
No,
bit
it's going to lose
deep
on that
though,
exit. Yeah.
or as we say, just getting a little bit
P2.
closer. But it will be
P3
a
still.
little bit
Oh,
closer.
P3. Oh.
And that will do it for Lou. Here is Fleming on a lap.
2/10. Yeah, this is good. Got a bit
Yeah,
of a
but he
bigger
doesn't
gap.
have much of a slipstream now.
But that's okay. 3/10 up. Oh, look, he shouldn't. If he had a slipstream on that 54.7, then he's in trouble. But I don't reckon
Yeah,
he did.
He did.
Oh, he did. Ooh.
Ooh.
Well, there
Yeah,
goes.
look at it. Look
Yep.
at it plummeting.
Yeah, that's going to be plummeting down. It's already down a 10th. It's going to be down probably another 10th.
He's going to
by the
lose it
time we
all,
get-
actually.
Yeah,
He's
it's
probably
all
gonna be-
gone.
Yeah.
It is all gone.
That's the most frustrating thing to see on your qualifying lap, I reckon. Just to see your delta just slowly pittering
It's frustrating in any part of the bloody
It's
game.
not so slow, but
down.
And he's gone. Yep.
Oh, definitely getting a Porsche moment there. Points for style. And I think that's going to wrap up qualifying there.
We'll keep an eye on things. Here is Liam Taplin. Can't find anything at the moment. Here is Tatlian, who is a bit down at the moment, so I don't think he'll be able to find much. And yeah, I think unless he finds 2/10 in the final few corners. And I think it will be Walker who will start P11. Yeah, there you go. No time coming out of there, so Tatlian will have to settle with P12, but that's not too bad.
Exactly. They're still on the same row, so there's still an equal chance of, technically, an equal chance for them to
Oh my god. Has anyone seen the YouTube poll? Who did it?
That'll do me for tonight. Thank you for having me.
One self to walk on something. Death grip. Okay.
Yeah, for those who are on Twitch, there's a poll going over on YouTube. Favorite OR song: One Step Closer, Walker on Sunshine, Death Grip, or Price to Play.
I mean, if you added an S on grips there and just put death grips, I'd probably say yes to that. Yeah, I was gonna say Lucas has the exact same thought. Death grips.
Yeah.
Absolutely yes, and I'm so thankful someone gets that reference.
Okay, so we have a reverse grid race here, which means we get to see them line up terribly.
No. Well, yeah, there's that. Name the bands for an extra pun. Hang on. Got to think about this one. No.
Still, I mean, I'll use a class, but Silverchair, nah, that doesn't really count. But it's a class.
That doesn't work. I mean, there's JC and the Sunshine Band, but
Yeah.
but JC's not racing in this, so that doesn't work.
Oh, Page is going at it. Oh, he spelled Lincoln Park and Dire Straits. Oh god.
We are terrible people.
It's all in a bit of fun. Why don't we walk through the grid order?
What fun is this?
No, yeah, well, that's true. The interesting thing to note with this race start, actually, well, it's cooler too, which is, oh, wow, that's a heavy wind.
14
I
degrees.
know.
All right. As we're gonna.
It's what happens when your racetrack is a literal car park.
No, don't know what you mean. But the thing to note here for the race start is that the lights will go green when Walker comes close to the line because of ACC things. So the front 10 will have a bit of a delayed start to what they'd usually expect. So probably carnage is what I'm expecting.
Oh, carnage nonetheless. It's always going to be carnage when you have a reverse grid race. We have 12 seconds, 11. Now we have 10 seconds.
No, we don't need a countdown.
Oh, why not?
Because you've got more Lucas Keys puns about red hot Cooley peppers.
Yes. I wanted to note as well, can someone explain to me why Riley Price is at the back of the grid?
because why not? Probably a
fine.
disconnection or something like that.
Yeah, so I'm just there's a band called Keen. Oh, double like certification from Keen. I gotta check out that band actually. So thanks for giving me a recommendation there. I'll check them out.
Yeah, I don't have any words.
So Webb on pole for this race after finishing P10 in the first one. And got Brimblecombe behind her. Brimblecombe's already won one race this season from a reverse grid. Can he do it again?
The shadows look, it looks like the cars are just floating.
Yeah, it is a tad bit odd. We're going to ignore it.
Yes, I love my floating cars.
Oh, yeah.
Now you know it is quality.
This is about the straightest single file I think we've ever seen. No, never mind.
Yeah, so, oh, and Webbies are on it.
Yeah, warm the tyres up because that's the first time I've had to do this afternoon.
Yeah, because the track will not be helping you at all.
No, 14k an hour wins. That's going to give him some extra straight line speed.
Just a little. What will the Lexus do then? Especially if it has an extra slipstream.
No idea. Although I was informed the other day that in a GT2, and I can't remember which one, I think it may have been the Audi or the Merc, probably the Audi, I think, they hit 304 Ks down the straight.
Those GT2s are pretty mighty as we are starting to go double file here. It will be Webb from Brimblecombe, Death, Kumar, Loz, Herod, Maddox, Kale, Koza, and Cooley, your top 10. Scooney, did you want to give this one a crack as a punishment for being late?
Why not? I'll give this one a bit of a crack as, yeah, lots to discuss, lots to consider, especially that 14k an hour wind as they come up to the lights, holding 80ks, they're waiting for the lights to turn green as they are ready, and they are... Wait for it, lights out, and away we go. And Webb makes a brilliant start there. Brimblecombe just napping a little bit there. Sasha Def maybe looking up the inside there. As we take a look at the back of the pack, they're going 3 wide through the first corner. They're going to have to settle it out as Brimblecombe gets turned around by Def. I think that was a bit of an unfortunate coming together. And Taplin just keeps that GTR in good shape. As we see, that's a damn shame from Brimblecombe. Going from second on the grid to now stone plumb last, unfortunately. As
I think I jinxed that.
Yes, as we see such a death, you know, just picking up the pieces there and leaving Webb with a great gap with the guy with the brilliant first name, with a great gap of, I'm guessing, yeah, 1.4 seconds ahead of Sasha Def now. So lots to play for still. And other than that, it has been a pretty clean start other than the obvious.
Yeah, well, Brimblecombe's call event has been reinstated now, as he is now right at the back of the field. As that is loose from Matthew Herod in the slipstream of Arno
That's looking very loose. What on earth? That Aston looked really loose, which is quite unusual. Koza trying to follow Herod. Walker in the back there as well. Loz in the top 3. Death wanting to try and get away. Still a nicely packed field at the moment. See no real incidents.
You want to be getting away from Def, not Def getting away from you?
I don't know. I've lost all English skills this evening, as you can tell.
Oh, that is tight in camera 2. That was Stratford around the outside. There, he's still around the outside. Oh no! Oh no!
Oh no! That is a big coming together from those two, and well,
I think that was Lammerman, I think it was.
yeah, it looked like that that McLaren and
Huey's in the pits early, so he's getting that stop out of the way as soon as possible. As is Brimblecombe. That is track limits there from
Yep.
Herod. Got to keep an eye on the track limits this race because the extra wind is going to be even harder to keep it on the track. So expect a few drag-through penalties. Camera 2, we're still seeing action. That is a little bit wide there from Carter. I believe that is Price up the inside now. Should get it done going into camp, but I was trying to hold around the outside, but won't be able to hold for too much longer. Now he is under all sorts of pressure from the Nissan of Liam Taplin. Will hold on going through for, but now that straight line, what will the straight line speed be as Taplin has a 2-car slipstream off of on board with Jamie Koza in the main camera on the back of Matthew Herod and is coming up very fast. Me on camera too, you can see that Nissan is gaining so quick there on Carter as they're going so close together going into the scene corner, and it looks like Carter trying to hold around the outside. He might have done it actually. Yeah, he has, and he's kept it within the bounds of the track pretty well there too.
well, just balls to the wall stuff there, putting it all on the line there, Carter, and just just trusting in the car, trusting in the grip, and getting that move done brilliantly as he makes his way up to P13. But still a little bit of pressure from behind though from Taplin, so he's got to be careful.
Certainly does, as we just keep an eye on the order. Death is slowly getting close to Webb. That'll be a very scary sight for him. Loz just losing touch a bit, getting a bit of pressure from behind from Herod and Koza. We have Walker, Lou, Tatlian and Fleming, which is the current battle you are seeing here. Fleming just behind Tatlian, then you've got Scani, Price, Taplin, Mike Crick, who we are on board with now, currently seeing a pretty respectable P13.
I'll just mention though, Crick, I believe, won the AM battle for race 1, so he's looking to go 2 from 2 in the AM battle. So my teammate from a double AES race that I did at Watkins Glen. So yeah, go Cricky, doing the GDR boys proud.
Yeah, well, both GDRs sitting P12 and P13 at the moment.
Excellent stuff to see. I love seeing the GDR still. It definitely isn't the fastest car, not in a straight line, but just overall. But it's still getting a lot of love, just because you gotta love the sound of a GDR just going around the track. And as we see a bit of a battle brewing here, as Herod having a little nibble up the inside of Loz and just backing it out there last second.
That was Loz on Webb as Death has gotten through.
Sorry, my bad. As Such a Death has gotten through and extending the lead here, and now Webb is just creating a little bit of a train as Loz now is going to have a look. Maybe down the inside, nothing doing there, but Webb runs wide and is still going to have the ideal line coming into the last corner. Loz might have the run coming into the start-finish straight here, and it's going to be a bit of a drag race from the BMW and the spicy Aston Martins, as we see Herod looking behind, trying to see if these guys will have a little bit of contact here. Loz does the right thing, but then goes for a big dive down the inside. Looks like he's going to get it done, as there's a bit of contact there. Webb just backed up the corner a touch and leads Herod to lose 2 places. And that just opens the door up to Jamie Koza. And there's a big lunge from Walker. Now, that's just so many things happening at once.
As interesting to note, where is Ethan Cale?
Oh, don't tell me he's had another dropout, I believe. I believe it was 1 round that he did have a dropout. It might have been the Monza round, I believe.
Oh god, look at this chaos. We've got both Red Rebel Racing. We've got all the...
I can just see someone in the background. I think that might be
Tatlian and Lou.
Tatlian and Lou just want to get into this. They might be going 3 wide here, as I believe that's Lou on the back of those two.
Oh my lord!
As Lou looks for a big move up the inside there, Tatlian gets it done around the outside. Says thank you very much. Herod trying to pick up all the pieces. He might have a bit of front end damage from that early contact. As we see, I believe that's Lou almost swiping the back end of Tatlian, but
I believe it's actually
the other way around.
Lou who is ahead, yeah.
Yeah, I knew I was going to get one of those mixed up, but it's so similar. Is that why it is chaos on this 5 cars at screen? Red Rebel races,
and they are currently line astern on track P5, P6, and P7.
As we see Herod pull off into the pits, he wants to get out of this melee as soon as he can. Join his other Aston Martin compatriot Cooley there, who's just running his own race right now. He doesn't mind that, and I haven't seen any fastest laps from Cooley yet, but I bet they're going to be coming in very soon.
All the fastest laps so far have come from Sasha Death out front. About 4.5 seconds clear of Loz, who is about 0.3 per Cobra, so it's a little bit better forming that, but we have a very feisty battle behind Walker, as that is Lou now trying to get up the inside, so... No, I think you were right. It was actually Tatlian in that white car.
Okay, there we go. Like, it was a 50-50, so it's either heads or tails at that point, as you really don't know where to look at this point. There are battles up and down the field. So we even see, like, Taplin, I think it was Liam Taplin in the GTR, getting very close to Eric Scarney in the Lexus there. We go as we see Tatlian using that straight line speed of the McLaren to maybe look for a move up the inside of Webb. I swear that's like the 3rd car that has tried that. Just tried to spook the guy in front into going a little bit wide there. Has not worked. The door has been comfortably shut, and Webb lives to fight another day. A valiant effort, I must say, from starting on pole and just keeping it in the top 5 for now.
That was close from Tatlian. Nearly lost the rear end going into Scene Corner as well. So managed to keep things going. Tatlian's coming in.
Again, doing the very smart thing, I believe, in getting out of the battles and just running his own race, maybe even picking up a bit of slipstream from the guys who have already pitted, which are Cooley, Maddox, Herod, Brimblecombe, and Carter. So a very handy bunch that have already made their pit stop. Tatlian just looking to get onto the tail of that pack.
It is Taplin all over the back of Scarney. Has a look up the inside into Hotel, but nothing doing there. Scarney holding firm in defense, as now Chris Cooley takes a fastest lap away from Sasha Death.
There we go. I talked about that. Cooley's just getting that Aston Martin warmed up, and well, it's just 3 for certain things in life: death, and Cooley getting fastest lap constantly.
This is an interesting battle. The Lexus has a lot of straight line speed, but that Nissan certainly has a fair bit of grunt itself, more so early on in the straight. And he's getting a nice slipstream going towards Scene Corner, but I don't think Taplin will be going for a move there. He'll just try and hold as close as he can through the fast right-hander. Takes a nice wide line. That dirty air will be impacting him a lot, and yeah, can't quite get close enough. So Scarney definitely being helped by the straight line speed of the Lexus.
Amazing speeds there. I believe I saw 287 clicks from the Nissan, and still couldn't get even to the side of the Lexus there. That Lexus just an absolute bullet in a straight line, but Taplin knows his strengths. He knows that the GDR is slightly better in the corners as he dives it up the inside there. Scarney saw it coming, as now Taplin does cover it off ever so gently, and Scarney does not take advantage of the generous space that Taplin gave on the exit, and Taplin a very well fought P9 there for the GTR. Very nicely done.
Fantastic move there by the Nissan of Taplin, but Scani is still holding strong, and we know how fast that Lexus can be in the straight line, so with the slipstream effect behind that Nissan, it could be back to square one for Taplin.
Well, just wait about 20 seconds, folks, as we'll
and
find
he's gone
out.
wide. That's not going to help.
That's definitely not going to help. Just wait 20 seconds, folks, as I reckon that Scani is going to be absolutely tucked in right here, as we need speed numbers here. I did clock 287 kilometers an hour for that Nissan in the draft, but for this Lexus, I mean, it's already making a very, very solid margin on the Lexus there. As you said, I reckon there's going to be at least 290 there, and nothing doing, unfortunately.
Yeah. Not too sure what the speed was, but you could expect it to be around that 290 range. That's very, very fast, as Koza has managed to get past Arno Loz now. So Koza up to P2. Jump back to this battle between Taplin, Scani, and Crick as
Rick now.
Sasha Death, 10-second penalty, likely for that collision with Brimblecombe on the start.
Yeah. Oh, that is a big. That is a. Oh, I'm lucky I'm not a steward right now, but yeah, that is a big penalty right now. And Jamie Koza with a 15-second penalty for another incident that's happened in. Yeah. Wow.
Wow.
Big penalties at the top two drivers in the field. So and here we go, another penalty. 10 seconds applied to Laminen's time for, I'm guessing, a lap 1 melee. So from what I thought, the lap 1 was only those two that coming together from Death and Brimblecombe. There possibly was a few more incidents that we did not see.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to work out what's happened. As Riley Price is currently sitting P7. Was he not at the back of the grid?
He was stone dead last, and absolutely, he's carved his way through the field with the Bentley, and making very solid inroads here to Lou, right tucked up at the back of Lou here, and yeah, so we'll have to keep one eye on Riley Price here, because yeah, it's definitely very, very impressive from the Bentley, as he is getting a little bit of pressure behind from Fleming, though. Do not discount Fleming. He's not afraid to put a big pass on.
Yeah, and he'd have to put a big pass on, because that portion of straight line is terrible. But
Yeah.
Mike Crick putting on a really good race so far. Currently sitting in the high 55s behind Eric Scani, and is 2.5 seconds clear of his AM-class rival of Giles Stratford.
Yeah, very impressive racing from Cricky all of tonight. As yeah, Scani's just falling back just a little bit. That Lexus in the corners he's just hanging on for dear life. But I mean, as soon as he gets onto the straight, he is gone like the wind. But
10 seconds now for Webb. Ooh, quite a few penalties just appearing sporadically now.
That's it. As we see there, Fleming, as you were saying before, he really needs to get a big dive on Price right now, as you can just see the Bentley is just getting away from the Porsche. As we cut to now Nick Tatlian, and here we go, big moves here, as I believe that's Kale. Wait, Kale's just come out of nowhere.
Oh, and now he's being
no, sorry. Yeah. Oh, big disappointment there. We've just got to get our bearings here. We did not see Kale all of his race, and now he has a drive-through.
Track. But because he got punted from behind and cut the track, he now has a drive-through penalty.
Oh, what is going on? This is we're only 17 minutes in, and this race has just gone absolute bananas.
I mean, 17 minutes, that's basically halfway.
Pretty much. Wow, you don't, as I said, you just do not know where to look.
Yeah, it's all over the place. I wonder if the stewards will actually do something about that drive-through, because, yeah, getting a drive-through after being punted like that for track limits, I would be quite angry if that was me.
Yeah, but the way you got to look at that is, if he had two track limit warnings, it's another track limit warning. So it's, don't know how the stewards would look at that. It's not great, but if it's something that the stewards deem, can't be much done about, then what can they do? They can clear it, but then you can look at it from a driver's point of view and go, hey, he would have had 3 track limit warnings. When they clear it, they can't give the warnings back. So
Yeah.
it's depending on how the stewards plan to look at that one, but we'll let them deal with that.
It might end up being something that's dealt with post-race, I feel.
Yeah, we're kind of not. That's kind of above our pay grade, so we'll just leave that for now and just let the higher ups deal with that. As we see Fleming again, just not being able to make any inroads on Price coming through that straight, but expect Fleming to bring that gap down from 0.8 of a second now, down. Cutting that possibly in half through the second and third sector.
No, he should pit. That's what he should do.
Yes,
because if he's going to get close, he's going to lose time.
Yeah.
It is starting to come that time, actually. So we see that almost half the field now has taken their mandatory stop, including Cooley, who took, if we remember, took his stop very, very early.
Yeah, it was the earliest he possibly could. And, they're both coming.
Okay. Well,
Interesting.
Then maybe Fleming should have stayed out there. I didn't realise Price was going to come in, but unless Fleming can have a better stop, I've got a feeling Price will come back out ahead. And Maddox at the moment, currently second of the drivers that have taken their mandatory pit stop for some fuel. Most of them probably will have just taken the 1 litre. So Cooley at the moment is the leader. Fleming is coming out of the pits as we speak. Maddox should get past him.
Price is still sitting there. Yeah, has Price...
Maybe he's got half fuel strap.
Price looks like he's actually changing tyres, because that was a long stop.
I wonder if he's accidentally left that on.
Yeah.
Oh, big implications for Price there, especially when that Bentley is pretty damn good on its tyres from my experience with it. That was before 1.8, obviously, but yeah, big mistake from Price there.
Yeah. Well, we'll continue onwards nonetheless.
I will say though, I wonder where Maddox is going to come out, like when this pick cycle has finished, because we have Death and Koza and Webb. They're all going to serve their time penalties in the pits, so this might leave Maddox in a podium place.
Very well could. Maddox has been pretty good so far this race too, as Ethan Kale is continuing to make his way up, and he does not have the drive-through anymore.
I think that was potentially cleared because he was pretty close to Brimblecombe, so I think the stewards have decided to clear that one, as Kale is making quite a beeline towards Brimblecombe in the Aranya Express Kale. And for anyone who doesn't know Aranya, it means orange in Dutch, so there you go. He's got an orange car, which makes total sense. Oh! That was a little bit close. I think he sort of got a bit put off by where Brimblecombe was going there, but nevertheless, he's still got plenty of time here to get this position. 18 minutes to go. Webb's in the pits, Crick's in the pits, Stratford's in the pits, Kranich is
Oh,
not,
Kale,
and
that's a
Kale
move.
has just sent that.
Oh, that was certainly a send.
It was.
Wow, very opportunistic there from Kale, and Brimblecombe just did not see that coming from anywhere. Like, Kale just came back from a mile away and just snatched that place away from Brimblecombe. So,
Kale's
yeah,
on a charge. Kale
yeah,
is
absolutely.
on absolute charge as he's got Fleming 2.5 seconds up the road.
Yeah, I don't think Kale's particularly happy with the rough start to the race he had. I personally wouldn't have sent it from that far back, but he decided, yep, I'm going to do it anyway. And he's now currently P11 with a couple of drivers still yet to serve some penalties in the pits. So that will impact upon some people's races, which is not an ideal situation for them, but they will move on with it and try and make up those positions. Brimblecombe still just holding on in the slipstream in the Pit Viper Tiger in car. Just not doing a lot at the moment. Seeing a nice easy kind of look for it. Oh,
I'll tell you what, Sean's going to be fired up now. He's kind of just was taken by surprise with that move at the final corner as he comes down the inside and just takes it to Kale there. Brilliant driving there. Most drivers would have just folded and just let Kale breeze off into the distance, but not Sean. Sean is different gravy. And just did not let that affect him, and excellent driving there from Sean.
Well, I mean, Brimblecombe was a victim of a ambitious dive bomb there earlier on, and had an ambitious move of his own up his sleeve, and that was extremely well executed. So these two are battling hard, and don't you love to see it?
Absolutely. To just bounce back from those two setbacks during the race, especially that first one, and, just keep his head on his shoulders and, just have the mindset of, okay, there's no use crying about it now. It's happened, so I just need to pick my way through the field. And he's doing a brilliant job right now. He's sitting, well, you could say that's sixth of all the drivers that have pitted. So,
well, you could say that because it is 6 of all the drivers who have pitted.
Yeah, so he's definitely
although it is actually 5th because Scarni just came into the pits and is dropping down the order, so it's just adjusting. So it is actually 5th.
Yeah, wow, what a drive though from Sean. Like, just showing that, like, despite all the setbacks he might have, despite the never mind. Far out.
Talk about setbacks. So there's a second penalty.
There's another setback, and you know what? That's just going to be a chip off the shoulder for him. Like, there's nothing. He's just going to take that on the chin and just drive faster.
Well, I don't think the stewards could have timed that any better.
I know. I am very much exactly. Ferrex in the chat's just saying, yeah, I cursed him badly.
Look at that Lexus. Oh
yes,
my
the
God.
Lexus. Wow, as we see the straight line speed there, definitely coming into effect. Webb closing in very quickly there on Tatlian. And, wow, that could have been a massive coming together.
Oh, it's tight making moves there, but, Tatlian done it.
Tatlian just had the grip, and Scarni, I'm not sure what happened to him mid-corner there. He just lost a little bit of grip there, lost a little bit of confidence in the car. As this battle is just going to keep going back and forth, as we see Scarni having a little look around the outside. I don't think there's going to be much going there. Webb wants to have a bit of fun too. And as you can see, Webb just having a little look around the outside.
That was never going to end well.
And we see there Carter done very, very well, to be honest. As we take a look at a quick replay there, we see a big opportunistic move coming into the final corner on Scarni, and Webb just gets it wrong, tags the back end, and just sends Scarni into a little bit of a half spin. And yeah, Webb's going to be copping a bit of a paddling from the stewards, I believe.
Yeah, no questions about it. That will be a penalty, and it should be a pretty hefty penalty because that move was never ever on, as Fleming is behind Kranich, who is once again taking the strategy of never ever coming into the pits. Oi, is the
bit of rubber banding. Yeah, that's not great. Kranich probably should move out of the way here. Hasn't pitted yet. And Darty's going to be okay. This is Brimblecombe. He's got a 10-second and...
Brimbles.
no.
What was that?
Huge.
Brimbles. That was completely stupid there by Sean Brimblecombe. I am not even going to sugarcoat that. That was just stupid.
Wow, we just take a look at the replay there, and Sean just did not see.
There was the room. There was the room to stay up the middle, but he just went too far over. That was...
Yeah, unfortunately, there was room for him to not overreact like that, and yeah, Sean's definitely going to see a hefty penalty, quite possibly a drive-through for that.
It should be more than a drive-through. In my opinion, that has to be at least a stop-go 10.
Praise this man more from Ferrix, yeah. Oh, you better believe that's a pet.
Oh,
He's
yep.
different gravy. You know what? I'm not going to back down from...
sour.
The gravy has definitely gone... It's not gone sour, it's gone stone cold. It's gone ice cold from Brimblecombe there. And, yeah, it's... It's... Yeah.
And again, yeah, many are pointing out in chat that...
I think that's a race ban coming. Yeah, I think it is.
Proper.
This is all because you got promoted to silver.
Yeah, different gravy, proper home brand stuff. That's definitely IGA, no frills gravy there. So,
hey, respect IGA.
I know, respect IGA, but the no frills brands, some of it can be pretty good, like the biscuits, but the gravy, ooh.
It sounds like one of those Audi off-brands.
Like they're trying to be it's definitely trying to be one, yeah, black and gold quality. There we go.
There we go.
If you know, you know.
I can respect the black and gold slander.
That's it. For some reason, when I see the black and gold, I'm just going off topic here, but every time I see the black and gold labeling, I think of canned peaches. I don't know why.
Well, whenever I see the black and gold branding, I always think of a school barbecue.
Yeah, exactly. It's wow, we are really giving.
Oh my god! All right,
we're really talking.
JLS in chat. Oh my lord, different gravy, more like Leon Gasser mushroom gravy.
Holy moly, that is a roasting if I've ever seen one. We are just grilling.
What did Leon Gasser ever do to you?
Wow, we are just we're just cooking Sean Brimblecombe here, low and slow.
Oh dear. Oh. Yeah, and we'll see when the stewards react, but either way, there'll be big penalties coming the way of Webb and certainly Brimblecombe. Oh my lord, that is savage from chat.
Anyways, we will just get a bearing on how the race is going. So we have Cooley in P5. We have a nice little battle pack here from Scunny, Atkinson, and Webb. They are all, just in a train, line astern, but I have a feeling as we go onto the straight, or maybe even to the end of this corner, maybe, as Webb having a little nibble up the inside of Atkinson there. This is for the class podium, I believe. Pro-Am class podium, as Webb makes it easily down the inside and takes P15 and the Pro-Am final podium.
Kranich still has to pit, so they should be on the podium either way.
Yeah.
But here is Cooley, 11.5 seconds ahead of Maddox. Still got the top 4 yet to pit, so that should bring at least probably... Oh, there you go. Loz has just decided to prove me wrong there. And that might bring Loz back into this swing of things, but Death and Koza will certainly be brought down the field a bit with their respective penalties. A 10 for Death and a 15 for Koza. Kumar trying to get past Price. Or Price going to get
Price
past
trying to get
Kumar.
past Kumar.
Yep.
I think Price might be on fresh tyres. So... Oh, but around the outside, that's ballsy.
Ooh, no.
Very ballsy there.
He's still holding in there.
As they're going to
Won't happen
come...
on the outside, though. Nope.
Oh.
They're not going
He's
trailer park
gonna try
girls
to
around the
switch back.
outside there. Or
No.
nothing done. Nothing doing
Although
there.
Kumar was wide there, so that's allowed Price back alongside. Now he has to go side by side through Bendor. That's never going to happen. But once again,
Little bit
Kumar
of a
goes
switch
deep,
back.
and that is easy as you like for Riley Price.
Excellent exchange from the two. That is racing. That is how an exchange should go. And it just goes to show that, you know, there are some bright spots in this race. You don't have to, doesn't have to be all doom and gloom. There was a brilliant exchange there, and yeah, definitely puts Split Yellow in a good light.
Arno Loz is currently third of the drivers who have already pit. Herod is 6.5 seconds back. And I mean, with Koza and Def's penalties, there is every chance that Arno Loz might finish on the overall podium here.
That would be a huge result for Loz, as Herod will have to make that gap very, very quickly. There's only 7.5 minutes to go. This race is just flown by. As we see Price just getting maybe putting a little bit of Morse code to Cricky's.
Don't do that.
Oh, and now Cricky's line is compromised.
Compromised, and Cricky's going to have a horrible run.
No, it's a horrible run. I was expecting Nissan to catch up with a straight line, but that's not great. Ferrari, though, yep, Nissan was coming back there. That's Kumar trying to get involved.
Oh, look at how much Kumar is gaining. Ooh. He's gaining. It's not going to be enough. So that move from Price will pay off for the time being. He's up to P17.
And if Cricky, I'll just say this, if Cricky stuck in the slipstream of Kumar, he would have gotten a double slipstream coming up to the back of Kumar, but he's just being vulnerable now to Lou, who still has to take his 10-second penalty, which will be served after the race.
Oh dear, Kumar always seems to go very, very wide at the second last corner, as here is Arno Loz, who is doing wonders right now. Has had a really good race, and it's only 3.8 seconds behind Maddox.
As we
Atkinson.
There's Atkinson looking to have a little bit of pressure, put a little bit of pressure on Scarney here. As again, Webb just lurking in the back as he always does, just looking to see if he can pick up the pieces, or maybe even have a bit of a move up the inside, or try and go for a bit of slipstream action, as you see Kumar and Crick getting very close together, but nothing doing. A bit of a wide line there for Atkinson. That is going to compromise his line going onto the straight, as Webb has to tuck in now and just use every little bit of speed that BMW has. He's really got to get the oars out, get everything out, get the fire extinguisher out, and just it's just not going to be enough. And just get everything that you could possibly can to propel that BMW forward. But again, the McLaren just proving to be too strong in a straight line.
Indeed, as Taplin, the Liam variety, is into the pits, which leaves Death and Koza out front, and they're basically going to be pitting on the last lap.
As you see, so we're just going to stick with this battle here, as Atkinson definitely making some on-roads here on Scarney, as we see Webb going to try and hold it round the outside and maybe go for a dive into the second last corner. Nothing doing, but possibly setting up something for the final corner. Definitely not going for one of the moves that he did last time.
Well, we do also have to consider that Webb will likely be picking up a penalty, as Lou picks up 15 seconds for causing push on lap 12. We should see Webb pick one up soon as well. You would expect for
Sean Brimblecombe
earlier on, as there is Webb with 15 seconds.
Right on time.
And now, what is Brimblecombe's penalty?
It's going to be...
That'll be probably almost a post-race one if we're not careful. They don't have a lot of time to make that decision, but at least I'm still holding the record for the highest number of penalties within a race. 45 seconds, no one can beat that.
I don't think it's a record you want, Mitch.
No, look, it's not, you're right. But, you know, it's a record at least. Koza's in the pits, here we go.
And Pete's just there. He got caught in the web of destruction.
Wow, JP, is that you? Hello.
JP, you've done it again. I made a bit of a pun as well. Wow. Okay. I'll see
my
myself
God.
out.
Oh, great.
My God.
Just, yeah.
I will definitely see myself out as Webb with that penalty leaves him vulnerable.
What a
that's
save.
That's a save and a half.
Save for Webb.
But now Price is right there.
Yep, and Price is coming back with speed and a lot of it, and a big
Brimblecombe
Bentley.
incident is post-raced.
Yep, I think that is definitely a post-race, quite large penalty coming that way, and Price snuck the nose in and scared Webb. That is exactly what you want to do through there. I think Webb saw it coming, but I think he underestimated the line that he was going to take to try and fight it. And now Price through is going to have the position off Webb anyway.
Coaster has come out ahead of Loz by 1.5
How
seconds.
did that happen?
So that would probably mean Sasha Def will still finish on the podium somewhere, even with that 10-second penalty.
Death could almost come out ahead of Maddox.
Yeah,
And she's going to pit now. Yep.
she has to.
She has to. Yep.
Oh dear, that was.
Oh my.
Oh, that was borderline. That was borderline.
Very
I think
borderline.
Chris Cooley in the ANL esports entry.
Right, man. Neither is on the final
Yep.
lap.
I
Good
think
going, man.
Cooley's going to get through. If Death didn't have that 10-second, Death would be ahead.
Yep.
But because of that 10-second, she won't be ahead, but she'll be ahead of Maddox, I'm pretty sure.
We'll have to look on that as we see Cooley's gap to Maddox is almost 14 seconds. So just absolutely gapping whoever was behind Cooley, and yeah, just not much competition for now.
What competition?
Exactly, what competition?
As Sasha Def is actually moving the pits, and we'll see where she comes out. All this might actually be tight with Maddox. And
Maybe Maddox is going to get through.
Maddox has gotten her, yeah.
Yeah, wow, that's close, though. That's really close.
Super tight. So seems Cooley was right anyways. But now what happens on this last lap, because well, Maddox has the tyre temperature.
Maddox has the tyre temperature, and so does Koza. So don't discount Koza from this battle as well, as Death is going to have to move almost heaven and earth just to get those tyres into a working range right this second. And as we see now, a five-way battle now for, I believe that's P13.
Yes, all
So-
behind the speed rocket in a race line, straight line. The Lexus of Eric Scarney. As now Price getting up the inside of Atkinson. Price wants to try and snag P13 here, although that will probably be P12 post-race. Not gonna risk
no.
it, but
No, but
it's
Atkinson went deep. Doesn't want to rejoin there. Oh, but did anyway. That's risky. But
Price was aware
yep.
of it, though. Price was aware of
And
it.
Webb will have that too, thank you very much. But Webb, yep, that's going to give Atkinson the bad run. Kumar's going to be onto that. I reckon Atkinson's about to lose another position if he's not careful.
Well,
Yeah.
he's just got to get a good run here, and that superior straight line speed might help him out, as the BMW seems to be in a bit of a sitting duck situation right now, as he has two very quick cars behind him. As he's just blocking the inside really aggressively. Atkinson's just going to have to take the alternative line.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Don't
They're gonna
do
go
Do it anyway.
Right, here
Do
we
not
go.
do it.
Just wanted to just make it through. Amazing stuff, and that could have been a massive incident, but cooler heads prevail. Barely there
Wow.
as Kumar sneaks it up the inside of, I believe, oh my god, I believe
Wow.
it's Webb, and they've already crossed the line there. As
Yeah.
Death has
Death, 4/10 behind Maddox. Has put it in the wall. She's had enough.
well, that's it. As we completely missed the finish there. Cooley taking out, sweeping the round, I should say. As we're looking at this battle now, still for P13, as they round the final corner. And Yeah, they're just going to hold station as they are. Scunny P13, Riley Price P14, Atkinson P15, Kumar 16th, but Webb is going to be a bit further back in the pack, I would say.
Is Taplin out of fuel?
Oh
don't think so.
my
I'm gonna go with
god.
Potentially, or running out of fuel.
We'll have to see if Taplin comes out of his car to push it across the
Yeah,
line.
he's
Jack Brabham style.
Yeah, he's definitely out of fuel.
Yep, he was trying to find every avenue
He
to
might
get the car across the
still
line.
get there. Oh, and
Of
Another
course.
penalty, but
Oh,
that's okay.
no.
Just got to pile on the
photo
myth
finish
of
here
it.
with Lavin. Nah, he
Get
gets there.
Get it.
Nah.
Yeah, he gets it across the line though, which is
Wow.
wow.
Green light. Go, go, go.
Got to quickly go through some results here. As in race one, we had Cooley, Koza, Kale Maddox, and Herod, your top 5, and then Loz, Kumar, Def, Brimblecombe, Webb from race 1. We'll quickly jump over to Silver Class C, Loz, Kumar, Brimblecombe, Carter, and Scarney. And in your Pro-Am class, you had Webb, Lou, Atkinson, Cranich, and Keane. Then in your AM class, you had Crick, Lammerman, Stratford, and Taplin. So that was your race 1 results. Your race 2 results was Cooley, Maddox, Death, Koza, and Loz, your top 5. Silver class, you had Loz, Brimblecombe, Taplin, your top 3. Then Pro-Am, Tatlian, Atkinson, Webb. AM class, you had Crick, Stratford, Lammerman.
Sure did. It's split green time, ladies and gentlemen. So it's goodbye from myself, Alexis, and Daniel, and we're going to hand over to Luke Johnson, Connor Hind, and Cameron Thistlethwaite. How are we, lads?
Yeah, good.
Evening.
Bit of a race there.
Was it ever? It was just
Ooh.
non-stop from lights to flag, pretty much, and wowee, just penalties given out from left, right, and center, and yeah, you'll have a bit of a tall order to top split yellow there and split green, I will say, but it is bye for now, and enjoy your rest of your stream.
Thank you. Yes, split yellow was definitely different gravy for sure. But now it's end of qualifying 1 for split green, and looks like Benjamin Hickman is on top with provisional pole, but there's still laps out there to be completed.
There is a outlier at the top of the grid. As you can see, the Ferraris of this split are back this week.
Yeah, a Maranello mark making its mark on this split, to say the least. And yes, lots of yellow up the top, the split green, with a lone Lamborghini there to break the trends in the form of Rashuti, which is nice to see.
Yeah, it's good to see Rashuti up there, but Ben Hignet's the man on top at the moment. We're on board with Giacomo now to see if he can finish off this qualifying session on top. He's got almost 4/10 to make, so it's going to be an exciting race to watch, I think, gentlemen. As he comes across the line, and that's 5 thousandths of a second.
Ooh.
Just misses out. That it doesn't get much closer than that. So
Yeah,
there it is.
So we look across the leaderboard. We have it's gone. We have Hignan in P1, Giacomo in P2, Weatherburn in P3, Tafik in P4, and Rashuti in P5. That rounds out our top 5. Gentlemen, what are we looking forward to the most in this first little kind of 20-minute sprint?
Well, the track's very hot, so it's going to be very difficult for a lot of the drivers to get the optimum grip out of their cars. So I think we're going to have little mistakes. It's just going to keep the field very close together, I think. The grid is already a very strong one, so the 20-minute sprint race is always one to bring out the spice.
Yeah,
Really quite warm side as well. Sorry to interrupt. Yeah, 36 degrees for this this opening race. With the second race going to be much cooler temperatures. It'll be So you can't really carry over your pressures, that's for sure.
Yeah, and a 20-kilometer headwind down the straight. That's enormous. I don't think I've ever seen the wind that high in a sprint race before.
I was going to say it was pretty high in the last split as well, in split yellow. I wonder where it is relative to the track, because I think it might actually be going from right to left across the circuit. Oh, maybe the flags are correctly simulated for us. They're not.
We didn't
well,
focus
I
on
don't think they
flag
are.
sims in this game.
No. 2 out of 10. Better luck next time. Oh, these ones, they're a bit more activity there.
Yes.
What a
Very
race.
exciting.
What a race.
Yeah, we need the Scott Taylor Motorsport setup they had at Bathurst the other week with Lansing. They needed the little wind dial in the roof of the garage.
As we forgo the regular grid walk with a peek out the window from the bar, which is where I think most of the stewards will be at going into this round. Paul Ricard always brings out some pretty exciting racing. It's not the most exciting to hot lap, but when it does come down to the races, it's always good fun as we get stared down by the entire room full of people.
Probably annoyed that they all have to stand. You know, there's no chairs, no tables. So they hand out these massive fines and they didn't even get a free buffet.
Yep, fair call. But it's definitely looking like the Ferrari as we keep looking at the floor. It's definitely the Ferrari gang up the front with the lone Lambo. Who is our pick for the win on this one tonight, guys? Who do we think's got the sauce?
I'm again going to go with Hignett. Shown quite a bit of speed over the week in the practice server. I'm going to, for race 1, I'm going to go Hignett. It'll depend on where they finish for race 2 for me.
Yeah, only going race 1 at the moment. Yeah, it's going to be a tough one. Giacomin starting in second. If he gets a good launch off the line, it'll be difficult to hold him back. So I might go with Giacomin tonight.
What can hold Giacomin back? I think only Giacomin. I will say after last week's rerun, but yes, hard to look past any Ferrari to be honest tonight. I think Ricciardi, despite doing a good lap and getting himself up there, poor Lambo's not going to do well on the straight. Surely, no matter how much wind you take off of it, and the bollard's already been snapped in half.
Didn't last long at all. Yeah, we potentially might get a Ricciardi strat again with the first lap pit. Potentially banking on that safety car to come out. So it can definitely happen. But yeah, they're going to have... That's going to be really interesting. A 20-kilometer-hour tailwind down the back straight is going to be all sorts of fun when they get down into signs.
I think it's actually going from left to right of the track relative to the map, because it's actually following the direction the cars are going right now. So I think it's actually not going to be a headwind or tailwind. It's going to be going from their left to their right.
Yeah, it's following the circuit pretty much of where they're going to go. Yep, as race control says, that is the way. We'd just like to point out the weekly thing of for Split Green is that Giacomin and Hignett have not seen each other on track before. I repeat, they have not.
Ever.
I'll tell you what also, like Weatherburn in P3 has shown some great pace over the last couple of weeks. He's actually a dark horse, I reckon, for a cheeky result.
Yeah, it's a very qualifying from Yoda, I believe it's known as in other circles. And I'm worried that with all these marks of the same type, whether any of these boys are going to have much of an advantage when it comes to the slipstream in a straight line, because to be honest, they're all got the same machinery for the most part, so it's not what you need when you have to make a pass.
As they come round the final corner in the formation lap, we're going 2x2, 80 k's an hour, and we will be going green and knee second now. And we are green. They are racing. And we see Rashudi gets bumped out, trying to take a very quick move across Yoda. Yoda caught napping there a little bit. Tafiq manages to go up into third. They're going to go 4 wide with Brad Cook on the outside. And it looks like Giacomin has been held off by Hignett. And Rashudi is off. And there's a workaround. And there's a bit of a car park as we're 5 wide going down into turn 3. It is all over. And the Ferrari's coming back across. And it's absolute chaos. Oh, he's come back across the track. And that is absolute sadness there for Foxtrot, who was punted into oblivion. He will not be happy about that. The Lambos of this split are not enjoying themselves at all. But we stay on board with Hignett, who has managed to make a decent jump across Giacomin. Tafiq right behind him in the slipstream, looking to grab a bit of extra pace. Is he going to have enough? I don't think it's going to be enough. Or he might make it. He's going to pull out, show the nose. They're going to go side by side. He's gone deep into signs. There's going to be a switchback from Giacomin. That is amazingly close. Yoda's going to go run. Very compromised. And Tafiq is lost out there. And we see that we've got Barker and Cook now going to be jumping right onto the back on that. As yep.
Bit of sadness there for Tafiq, I think. Kind of didn't get the move to stick, and then other people pounced on it, as we have in camera too. A bit of sadness with a Porsche. And we have Barker and Cook starting to tail onto this front train a bit. Giacomin's kind of still keeping the gap sort of to Hignett. He hasn't pulled away as of yet, and Yoda comes in with the fastest lap. It's not indicative of the race pace, so we've got to do a couple more laps. As there's the sad man, Stefano Rasciuti. That Lambo is a bit bruised.
Right call to do. You've already had sadness, you might as well pit. You know he's got good 1 lap pace, so you can just fight and clear it. And still pull. I reckon you can still get a good result out of this race. So him and Cook in particular did get really good jumps off the line, but weren't able to get past the row of Ferraris of Barker, and I believe it was Taufik into turn 1, but then it all congregated a little bit and resulted in, I believe, yes, Ricciuti was tapped around after contact with one of the Ferraris. I'm sure that we might see that pop up with the stewards. But what do we think of Cook's chances in the Porsche? You know, we know he's got the pace, the ability to fight for the lead, but I don't know if he's got the machinery this week.
He's got to get it done in sector 1 or sector 3. The Ferrari's still quite good, but a bit edgy in those kind of parts of the circuit, and especially seams as well. But he just doesn't have the top line speed down the straight, so he's got to get it done before or after.
Yeah, never the happiest hunting ground for the Porsches. Was quick over a lap, but yeah, said the big whacking great straight always made things quite difficult. And I found even through the corners, this thing, the old Porsche in particular, was very taily, to say the least, with the setups that were kind of required to make it work. But I dare say, you know, Barker doesn't look too stable out. For anything, he had a bad run through seams on this lap. But we'll see what he doesn't have to do much to keep unfortunately the Porsche behind him. He just needs to keep it on the right track and with the good exits, and then I think it might be very difficult to cook. But you know, I'm happy to prove it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he's definitely going to have the pace, but as you said, that setup in this temperature is going to struggle. As we go back to a replay, we see Rasciuti got an amazing run on Yoda, but Yoda kind of reacted and sent him wide. And then he's also got the run on Tafiq as well. He's kind of braked a little bit early, come into the first corners, and it looks like he's just been tagged. I believe that was Barker there, just with the nose in there and just coming across. So that is absolute sadness.
It's never good to kind of call it as a commentator because you can catch 22 everything, but I fear that might be called a racing incident because I think there could have been more space given, and unfortunately the defending driver probably got off the worst there.
Yeah, exactly. We'll leave that one to the stewards as we jump back in to see the rest of the car park that was formed afterwards. So we have a bump on the Merc that sends and squeezes everybody back up. Then that Ferrari comes back in, rejoins, and then smacks the Porsche into the side. And then here's Foxtrot here with the absolute punt of the century back into the track, which is just unlucky when you're the car out in front that gets punted from behind by out of control incident. Yeah.
All round a very bad lap one for all three Lamborghinis, because one went round and then one hit the other Lamborghini and then went around as well. So just not good for the Santa Bolognese squad.
No, it looks like they needed to get together beforehand and have a quick toolbox to stay out of each other's way, and it looks like it's gone absolutely tits up. As we see, Hignett still absolutely pumping out fast laps.
Got Weberburn in the pits, one probably the first of top drivers to call the pits. Whether he feels like he's being held up, I'm not sure who he was behind. I think it was maybe Taufik, and maybe feels like he's got maybe a little bit more pace in it. I believe most drivers will be just doing the bare minimum when it comes to the stops, as Costa gets very close to the back of Greco, giving him something to think about. McLaren's, I think, have had a good showing here at this track. I don't think we've got any in the pro class in particular, but I dare say they offer a good shout in silver and pearl hat.
Yeah, a bit disappointed about the amount of McLarens and the representation they have in this split. The McLaren is quite a fast car around here, so it'll be interesting to see if they can get up onto the back of hill and start harassing some more of those pro drivers.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, they're 9th and 10th, so it's a good outing overall to even be in the top 10 shout, and they're not too far off the lead pack. So if they just keep chugging along and kind of get up in the back of Hill and Vintner, then I'm sure they'll be in for a red hot battle. You got a feel for those Lambo lads, don't you? The team room meeting obviously wasn't organised this week, and they're just in shambles.
Yes, it's the great sadness from the Lamborghini gang. But Italy is still rejoicing as the Ferraris make up the top 5 out of 6 drivers there. With Giacomin now putting the pedal down. He's now... Well, he had taken the fastest lap, but it hasn't shown up purple on the leaderboard there, so I'm not quite sure what's happened. But Cook, also one of the front runners, who's decided to take a bit of an early pit stop. Well, when I say earlier, we're almost halfway through this race. And there we go, the first lot of penalties. Tonkin with a 15-second penalty for causing a collision on lap 1, and I dare say there may be a couple more where that's coming from.
Yeah, that would have been for hitting Foxtrot, we were just following just before then. And yeah, the incident at this particular corner, not a good showing from Duncan. It happens. You learn from it. That's the most important thing. It's the deed is done. He's got to learn. And thankfully, he has one more race to kind of recuperate some kind of losses, limit the damage.
It's all.
Sorry, go on.
It's all about the learning, though, at the end of the day, isn't it? Like, to try and overcome not doing that kind of, like, those brain farts or those moments of that kind of, behaviour on track. As well, on board with Costa, who is only 3/10 now behind Greco, so he's pulled the gap in a touch, but he's hanging out there. That McLaren leaves a big wake down the straight, so I wouldn't be surprised if he's actually just getting Greco to kind of, tug him along in a way.
He's definitely towing him down the straights, but that aero wash will be causing all sorts of issues there for Costa, I feel like, through the fast third sector there, where that McLaren needs all the downforce it can get. As we see, Greco will pull into the pits, leaving Costa all the fresh air that he probably now wants.
Yeah, that's interesting on who blinked first. So we'll see if Costa can put in the mad laps to kind of see if he can jump Greco. We still have Jer Coman has closed the gap at the top by about half a second to Hignett, and so it'd be interesting to see. And they're kind of gapping away from Tafiq there, who's 2.8 behind Jer Coman. So as we jump on board of Ray Smith, who's gets a little bit dicey coming onto the back straight. He's got Barker for company just in front of him, with Vintner behind. Yeah, same machinery, so it's a bit tough to get a gauge on whether the setup's that different between the cars.
He might have just lost his opportunity to get a bit of a tow there. He might get a bit of a little one towards the end, but I don't think that's going to really pull him back up behind Barker. But we'll see how he goes through the third sector, as he's got a big slide. Big slide. That is a brown flag moment for Smith, but he's done well to keep it, and doesn't look like he's actually lost too much time to Barker through there. So it may be the pro strat.
Yeah, they say a little bit of slip angle actually makes you go quicker, but I don't think that much was necessary.
That was a little bit more than a little.
Yes, and those rear tires would have been hurting, but for sure. I'm not sure which axle really on the Ferrari kind of gives up first, but obviously depends on your setup. But I imagine probably a little bit of rear stability is built into most setups tonight.
Just a little bit. Yeah, that would be the probably the good time to... it's Vintner who goes into the pits. I was about to say I thought Smith might have gone into the pits there. Just give a quick moment for the tyres to cool down as you fuel up for a couple of seconds and then jump back out. But it's Vintner. Costa's gone into the pits now, looking to cover off Greco, I bet, in his strategy. But we jump on board now with Gia Coman, who has managed to close that gap up just a little bit more on the back of Hignett. So is he going to have the slipstream coming down the back straight? He may just be a little bit out if the timing board is still correct. He might not be able to get the toe down the back straight, but it does look like that gap isn't getting much bigger.
Yeah, they're kind of both on it, aren't they? And he's probably just out of the slipstream range, so we'll see how they go entering scenes and through. Hignett kind of they both take very similar lines. Let's check as they come around. Both taking very kind of...
coming a little bit wider in the mid part, but yeah very similar like his.
And definitely cut it off towards the end too. So it'll be interesting to see which one of these two blinks first as well, considering that they're kind of tit for tatting on fastest lap.
Yeah, absolutely. I think if you're in Hignett's position, I'd imagine that you're just going to go until as far as you can go. It might come down to whether Gia Coman blinks first and makes a move as to whether he covers him off or not. But yeah.
Just look down the order, though. I just noticed on the leaderboard, Cook has got Weatherburn.
He has, and he's very much trying to hold him off as Yoda has a very big look down the inside of the third sector.
Is that through the pit stop, or was that on track?
I believe Weatherburn did pit before Cook, and Cook was behind on track. Yeah, I'm guessing maybe a bad stop for Weatherburn in that case, as we have Hill, Rad, and Plummet all boxing. So, but these won't be involved in this fight. I think they're a little bit further down the field. But yeah, I think I would wager that Weatherburn's had a bad pit stop in that regards. Because he was behind on track.
Yeah, very interesting. So yeah, Yoda will not be happy about that one, and I think all Cook's got to do is just try and defend for his life here, as the Ferrari's more than likely going to have the legs on him down the straight. So
it's really pulled away in the first sector alone.
That
to do in the Porsche.
Yeah, that Porsche has just got so much more grip through the through that first sector. He may actually
Will this be enough?
I don't think it will be, but he'll at least leave it on the inside to make it hard for Weatherburn to get past.
I think he was just on the edge that he probably dropped slipstream from Ride, because about the 8/10 gap at this distance is where it's like only just taking effect, and as you can see he's only just getting closer, now getting a little bit more slipstream strength, but obviously it hasn't made up too much time. But I think he had 2 or 3 tenths just in that part of the track alone. That's a lot. Or as Weatherburn closes in with a little bit of rear sliding as well to pitch the car in. It's incredible how much closer he got.
He's going up the very late move. There's a bit of contact.
Off the track. And thankfully, both cars are still going in a straight line, still on track, but there will be time lost. That wouldn't have been good for Cook, or to be fair, Yoda as well. I don't think Cook could have really done anything there. He just had to wait for Yoda to go past. So it was quite a late move.
Probably also a bit of a missed braking marker too. Like, you probably didn't expect him to send it so hard and fast up the inside. But all Cook's got to do now, he's got 3 minutes. Just defend like a lion. Just place the car in the middle of the track, place it on the apex, and just hopefully Yoda doesn't get a bit too impatient.
Won't be helping Cook regardless, because I think his idea would be to have his clean air and go quick in his own terms to try and maybe undercut the pit cars that's still yet to pit. But yeah, that's not going to help things at all.
Hignatz made a stop. Hignatz made his stop. He is in 5th, almost 9 seconds down the road from Cook. So yeah, he was actually the first one to blink there out of that top 3.
Be interesting to see how he comes out to Jer Coman. As we jump on board with Rad. Rad is sitting behind Greco. Costa's in pits now. Down in last.
I was about to say, Costa was in the pits before.
What?
Has he not? What's happened there? It says that his mark has been ticked off, so unfortunate there for the McLaren battle that we were on board with before.
Maybe he's taken tyres accidentally.
Potentially, but it is, yeah. He was in pits a couple of laps before, so unfortunate there. We see Rashudi currently is in 10th, so he has definitely made his way back up the field. And correct me if I'm wrong, guys, is the top 10 that swaps over for race number 2?
Yep, so the top 10 will not partake in the next qualifying session and will make up the front of the top 10 for the next race, but in flipped, reversed order.
So Rashudi has himself on provisional pole for the next race at this point in time, so could be an excellent comeback from him. But he is gaining on Hill relatively quickly. He's down to 1.3 seconds. So he could be looking to try and make a couple more. We've jumped back onto Weatherburn, who is still trying to hunt down Brad Cook, and hasn't made much leeway so far, but he does look like he will be in the tow coming down the back straight and is potentially going to have the run.
See how it goes into scenes as he starts closing up a lot, and as they fire into the apex of the corner and come out on the other side. Oh, he's closed up a bit, but it's still not enough. But what happened last time was definitely as Yoda has hit a bump and absolutely decided that an apex doesn't exist. We have Jer Coman in pit lane. Hignett coming around the final couple of corners. Gentlemen, do we think Jer Coman's moving? Jer Coman. Oh, this is going to be close.
This is going to be very close, because that pit lane is quite long. It's deceptively long. We're going to have Hignett up to speed. Has Jer Coman's just come out. He's just exiting out now, and Hignett's got him easy.
line formation as they were before. Maybe the gap's a little bit bigger now as Taufik goes through a little bit loose through the corners and just cut back to the continued battle, and that was very wide from Cook. Might have got himself a drive-through coupon potentially in the ratings for that one. As Weberman really is able to send it in. It's like very different styles of driving with these two cars. And I think, like, you know, especially the Ferrari looks one is just so good through scenes. It's faster down the straight and into I'm gonna give it a crack. Bousset, the long multi-apex sort of right-hander at the scenes, and the Porsche just. I think those three corners just make up like a good chunk of where the Porsche is losing so much time.
He's going to keep it on the inside. Is it going to be enough? He's going to make Yoda pull out. Oh, he's made a defensive move.
He's glad to do so. He wasn't there in time. And yeah, definitely some strategy having to come from Cook if he wants to hold down this P4. The Porsche kind of just runs out wide naturally. It just doesn't have the front to kind of keep the line tight and through the Bousset. And here we go to the action station before as Weberberg goes very low.
Very deep.
Gets a good run, a sort of a later entry, but nowhere to go for the meantime. Into the left-handers of Lack, and then for the final corner of Pont, where the Porsche is reigns supreme and gets all of its good exit, but a bad entry and going to be a bad exit as well.
So Hignett crossed the line in first with Giacomo in second, Taufik in third. Cook manages to just hold on to fourth against Weatherburn, and we go side by side with Rad and Smith. We got more action right before the line, so I don't know how well that's gone out there, but we'll let the stewards figure out. It looks like Rad may have kept it into 10th and will be our provisional pole sitter for race number 2. As we go down the order, we see Plummer coming across the line now in 17th, Gray in 18th, Starkley in 19th, Foxtrot will be slowly making his way across in 20th, Beaton in 21st, and Costa never left the pits in 22nd, so I do wonder what has happened there. But as we see, Raschuti just made it across the line in 8th, so an amazing recovery drive from him. That'll be P3 starting race number 2, so he might be in a prime position.
Something happened there on the last lap with Ray Smith, because by the end of the second timing line, he was still registered as 8th, ahead of Hill and Raschuti, but then suddenly he's dropped all the way to 11th. I was confused at why he was fighting Rad. I thought that was like maybe a lap car that was getting involved, but no, he had dropped 3 positions. And
he did have that massive slide through scene a few laps earlier, so those rear tires may have been dead, and unfortunately may have lost it another time.
Yes, potentially anything could happen, but unfortunately that's one that's means he has to go and qualify again, but it means he's knocked himself out of a top 3, top 4 position for this next race. The bad luck of Ray Smith continues, whether he's getting hit or if something's going wrong, but you know, there's a big long race now to kind of put things right.
Yeah, it's a second chance in a way, isn't it, to make up for it? So it'll be interesting to see the quali times of the back half of the grid going forward into this session.
Yep, similar attempts to the last race, so you can afford to kind of, you're going to be familiar with the conditions to say the least, although with fresher tyres, but still in that sort of mid-30s range. But this next race will be at 8 p.m. in-game time, so 4 hours from in-game time currently. So it's going to be a severe drop in temperatures, and I wonder if that's going to bring cars like maybe the Porsche a little bit back into it. We shall see.
I mean, who we got? Who's in this quali? The man on screen, I reckon, is going to get the pole of this quali, or P11.
Does stand a very good chance. He was the highest qualifier, I think, out of the Out of those who for the first race, he was the highest qualifier of those who will be doing this second qualifying. So yeah, very, very good standing. I'm trying to think who's an outlier. You know, Daniel Fercolini is a good pedaler in the 844 Porsche as well, whether that'll be enough. Greco was in the top 10, so he won't be qualifying. So maybe Costa. You know, we saw a good pace out of Costa, and it looks like he is circulating now on track. So whatever went wrong in race 1 could be a very good result for race 2.
Yeah, absolutely. It'll be interesting to see if the McLarens can get themselves up there. They're a bit pacey on this track, but I have to agree with you there, Connor. I think Smith is definitely in with a shout for...
Barker's up there as well. Barker's out there circulating, so yeah.
Barker might have had a bit of a moment then, if he's out of the top 10 and out circulating. So yeah, it'll definitely be a tight one, I think, between Smith and Barker if they're both out there. Potentially looking to get that P11 spot.
Yeah, I think yes, Barker was actually the highest qualifier from Split 1 that is out there circulating. So yeah, probably between him and Ray Smith, I would wager. As we can see, yep, both of them in shot just now. Ferrari still looking very strong in all conditions by the looks of things, one of its main strengths. To you guys, obviously we've been around this track a few times. What's the one place that you find like you don't always nail, or you feel like you always hemorrhage, you just leave a bit time on the board, or just never get right?
Bomb.
Probably the corner after scenes. So yeah, just that sweeping, this one coming up, and
Yeah.
even when you're on a good lap, it's just so easy to stuff up, and especially you take it too shallow, you take it too deep, you take it, the line, it's very minimal between gaining time and absolutely bleeding it all the way.
Yep, mine is definitely bombed, like turn 6 coming out of sector 1, that right-hander right as it leads onto the back straight. I don't think I've ever gotten it right, and I bleed all that time down the straight. And if anyone can show me how to do it the right way, please let me know, because I would like to know the secret.
Yes, yeah, both very tricky corners in a way. I really enjoy these corners. I feel like I nail them, but I find it so easy to get track cuts at these particular turn 2, both on the apex and the exit. Mainly because I was driving the old Porsche, and as soon as you go on the throttle of that car, it kind of just hunkers and squats down, and the front just lifts up, and you lose all steering. But yeah, I think probably the 488 Evo was probably the last nice car that I drove at this circuit. But the AMG I drove a few seasons ago was actually surprisingly pleasant here.
How's
Until
the
you got the
Nissan?
scenes.
Yeah.
It was actually quite decent for the scenes, as long as I just didn't get it wrong, which, you know, I think...
As long as I didn't do the dumb.
Yes, yeah, through scenes, but
How's the
It'll be
GTR doing
interesting.
for you over here?
well, I'll find out tomorrow 5 minutes before the race, because that's all I give myself.
Oh, there we go. No worries.
That's
As we look at
generally on the
the
understeery side.
yeah, fair enough. You got all the power down the straight though, at least to get up to speed.
Well, we'll see.
But yeah, looking at the timing boards, we've seen that Barker has put in a fast lap. He is currently leading with a 154.8, and as we predicted, Smith very much right on his tail with less than a tenth in it. So it will come down to the wire with these two. As we see, Barker is 7/10 up at the moment, making more time, up to 8. Loses a little bit on exit, but he's going to keep 7/10 into it, and that's going to be a cracking lap in the mid. As we jump across to Smith, who has done a mid 54, so hasn't quite made some time up. Barker definitely in there with a cracker with a 54.1, so a little bit of work for these guys to catch up. We've still got 3 minutes left, so hopefully they've got enough fuel and they'll be able to do a couple more laps. Mac Powell on debut tonight in the Sprint Series as race control, and he's currently up in 3rd in this Q2 session, so that's a excellent result for him if he can keep this up.
To know what his first name was, because otherwise I was going to call him Max Power for the rest of the night, but unfortunately I've been deprived of that right now. Yes, a very good showing from Mr. Power tonight so far. I believe he had a sort of safe and steady first race. I think he was kind of around that top 10, probably maybe got caught up in a little bit of flotsam and jetsam, but on for a good qualifying second point now, and does look to be the quickest McLaren out there so far. Obviously, it hopes those in chat, hoping our broadcaster can avoid any unwanted air conditioning in his booth tonight, and hopefully everyone stays safe in that part of the world as well. But track, there's probably only 1 or 2 more runs left in any of these cars. Ray Smith currently on an invalid lap, and dare say will only get around to go once more round the clock. And we look to Barker as well, who is only just ahead of track, and yes, will be starting his final lap as well. So that's it for Mr. Power, and he will be signing to the pits in P3, and currently just gets demoted down to P4 in the hands of Costa in the 99 McLaren, who will have one more crack at it as well.
Still a good result for Power on debut. He's up there in the top 5 of the second quali, so it'll put him right there in the mix of the mid-pack.
It's a good car as well for Paul Ricard. We have to refer to our resident McLaren driver in the form of Luke Johnson to see what is the car like here. It seems pretty taily everywhere, but that's how you go quick anyway.
Yeah, it's very taily, but it's definitely got the pace underneath it. It's very quick down the back straight, and you can basically run it with no wing, and it'll still grip through a majority of the corners. So it's definitely on its one lap pace. It's definitely right up there. And yeah, it's just all about tire management for the races.
So what you're saying, it can afford a few more kilos of ballast, right?
No, it's perfectly powered and balanced in every way, and where it should be. 100%.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, sure. Let's go with the McLaren enthusiasts. Yes.
Yeah, plenty of people will agree with me on that one for sure. There's no arguments there whatsoever.
Rubbish in the hand, like Peach keeps saying it's terrible every time he comes second to Sang. So,
Yeah, exactly. It just means that it's clearly where it should be, and the BMW is just out of control.
Yeah, clearly BMW is OP. Well, clearly every other car that you're not driving is OP. As we look to see on track, regardless of all the quibbles and quabbles in the com box, but last few stragglers come around the line. T Wright has got 3 temps up, but it's hemorrhaging all of them down to 1/10, and they're not even improved because of ACC Delta things, and unfortunately doesn't go for any further than that. 2 1,000s off Power's time, so that last corner did cost him a position for sure. Julian Gray in the Porsche still with I think it's his NSX really slapped on top of it, but 4 temps up, lost a little bit of time on exit. Yeah, coming into the second to last corner. Keep it steady. You've got time in the bag. You don't have to push too hard. Make the apex. Get on the power early. Clean exit.
He's going to jump a spot or 2.
Yep, I think it's going to go to P8, dare say P7, or 1/10 out of it, but very good result from Julian Gray there.
Yeah, great job from him in the AM class there, jumping into the 55s. So he'll be pretty happy with that one, I dare say.
Yeah,
Finding
definitely.
his feet in that Porsche, that's for sure. Better than the Honda. We said it all along.
Yeah, it looks like he's enjoying himself in that Porsche at the moment, which is good to see.
So now the top 10 from the previous race, the top 10 finishers will make up the front top 10 of this grid. They'll be in reverse order, and everyone who just qualified will make up from P11 down.
Yeah, I look forward to these top 10 reverse grid races. It definitely adds a bit of interest into particularly the first stages of the race, where some of the faster drivers do need to try and make their way through to make it back up to the top. But to say anybody in the top 10 for this race is slow is a dead set lie. So it's going to be a bunch of very strong drivers pulling out all the stops in order to try and make all the moves tonight.
Yep. Much cooler temperatures, 23 ambient, 23 track, with still the high winds of 17 k's going. Looks to be a. I want to say that's a tailwind. I could be wrong. Going up the main straight, but it could be the other way around that regards. But anyway, one stop, no pit window, only fuel required. So I dare say everyone will be taking the fuel they'll need, and we'll be just taking that 1 liter in the box to reduce overall time lost. So definitely chances for people to box on lap 1 to get out of traffic. We saw Cooley do that in split yellow, the previous split, and you know, we always know he's got the pace. If you've got the pace to do that, just get out of the traffic, because it's, you know, it's not easy to make an overtake here, despite the whamming great straight. It can cost you time, cost you seconds a lap being caught behind someone. So clean air is king.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think with the one stop and with the strats and stuff, and obviously with the last race of the night, only a 40-minute race, there'll be lots of elbows out, lots of aggression. We've seen kind of phases of it in the first race, but I reckon this next race will bring about 5 wide into T1.
100%, and I am looking forward. I can speak. Looking forward to see who.
You'll get there, buddy.
I'll eventually get there, and I haven't been drinking tonight, but we'll see who survives lap 1 and can make their way to the top.
I have to say, I saw decent pace out of Vintner last race. He kind of just didn't have it really to kind of fight with the Ferraris, but he was pretty much right there regardless. To see the grid being formed up, as Rad will take the provisional pole, and that's a bit early to stop. Go further down, go. And everyone's, oh, that's a horrible line. No, stop it.
What is going on as Jay Coleman decides that, you know what, I want to take front row.
This is the best. Yes.
They're good races, but they aren't so good at lining up. Everybody wants to be first.
All right. Right now,
the
lads.
Hair loss on the race director is exceeding expectation.
You've got to pick your winner for race 2.
We're shooting.
Damn it, you picked mine.
Everything always goes wrong with shooting, so...
No, he's not in these kind of shorter races. Like a couple seasons ago in Monza, he pulled the mega big brain strat, and it gave him the win. So he definitely can come through. I'm gonna go with Yoda.
I'm going to go Cook. I reckon there's going to be a few elbows out, and if it was anything like Monza, I think there might be a few red markers here or there across the top of the grid there, and I think Cook might be able to hold on to it.
I wonder how hard Rad and Greco and some of these guys who are maybe further up than the way they would be are going to fight. I've only raced against Rad once in one split, and I think he was a bit green then, to say the least. Not in terms of the split, the color of the split, but let's see how he responds to being in the pressure seat. because there is extra pressure in that seat regardless of how well you deal with it.
Yeah, they'll be defending hard, I think, going into turn 1, turn 2. And the more they defend, the more it backs the other drivers up. And the more the elbows come out. So should be a very interesting lap 1.
I think if you're kind of new to that top of the leaderboard kind of thing, you kind of just take it with a moment and try to defend like a lion. Like,
absolutely, you want to hold on to that first place as long as you can.
yeah, and like you want to revel in the moment, be like, yeah,
Yep.
I'm up here, and like, I mean, if it all goes south, well, it was absolutely peak entertainment.
Into double formation. One to watch is Hill in the BMW. BMWs did look quite strong in the previous splits in terms of the straight line speed. But here we go. Line across the final corner. Running wide. That's a paddling. We're all going to make jumbled up. Anything could happen. Anything will happen.
They are bunched up nice and well. Take it away, Cam.
They come across the line. It's going to be a bit later with the jumbled up start, but it's still 5 red lights. Green, 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 and it's a good jump from Machuti again, but he's covered by Rad, but he doesn't care. He's got to run on the grass if he needs to. Hit Sex a little bit further back, breaks early, gets out of it as Rad takes back T1 and Machuti forms into P2. Ben Vintner having a good run round the outside, well off track though. Oh, as Hill has gone around.
Oh no!
And there's around, oh dear, as we look back, is Hignett and Gia coming right on the back of Taufik. And Gia coming goes round the outside, gets alongside Cook as well, in for the inside from the next corner. Might have a day done, but Cook keeps his nose in, gives him something to think about, but gets a little bit sway on the exit, but there's a touch. And he goes wide, as Gia goes wide, but collects it all up. Coming now onto the straight, Hignett on the back of Taufik, and Gia Coleman still in the slipstream of Cook. What a wacky start, boys.
I thought Jer Coleman was going to be going straight for a wall then. I thought he was going for the kiss of death. He was like nearly sideways.
That was amazing. As he's all over the back of Cook, he's definitely going to get the run of that Ferrari. That Porsche is going to be a sitting duck. There's going to be 3 more Ferraris going through. They're going to go. Looks like he's trying to stick a nose up through there, but Brad Cook has done very well to only let 1 car go through, but it is kicking off.
Yoda gets ahead of Greco, just seen as Barker's now
sends it
right
up on Hignett.
With Costa right behind him, and now Hignett has to fend off. Maybe a bit conservative, just being in the wrong place, wrong time for Hignett, and has not been the start he would have wanted. Absolutely.
No, not at all. The elbows are out, and you love to see it. The absolute scramble for positions. Barker sends it again. No.
As Ray Smith goes wide to avoid any kind of retribution, and we also have someone in the pits. Oh my goodness. As Vintner has now got ahead of Rad, and Rashuti is also taking the lead as well up front. My goodness, as Rad gets a little bit of too much entry curb and is going to be under susceptible to Weber burn up the inside, and Yoda takes it, does not give you anything to think about, makes the decision for you, and has gone up into P3.
If you're... has Hignett pit? If you're Hignett, you've really... No, he hasn't pit yet.
He stayed out and he's 16.
Tough because the early ones a
That's
bit.
how you really feel,
Yeah. He was
Anyway, the race, one ball with Yoda. Yoda's under attack from Rad, so this will be interesting and spicy coming up to scenes. See how it goes. Yoda keeps a car planted right in the middle of the track. And
what was that?
Rad has decided that scenes doesn't exist. He's like, I'm going to lose that.
Yes, here's the replay, boys. As he comes across it, he's just like yeet straight past the marker.
That's like a rally driver cut. 100%
I
intentional.
dare say that will be a. I mean, if that's not 2 track cuts, I don't know what is. But he's now got Giacomin all over the back, who is just going to send it up the inside and be very forceful on the move. And that's going to open up the door for Brad Cook to try. He is going to be on the outside. Rad is going to keep it down on the inside, but they will be side by side. Rashudi has run away with a 53.3. He's absolutely flying and miles out in front at the moment. Greco absolutely sends it up the back of Brad Cook into turn 1. And boys, settle. Oh, I don't want to tell you to settle it down. This is actually fantastic. I'm loving every second of this.
You can see the Cooley bots have taken over chat.
Yep, the Dink Donk bots have taken over.
He fires up the inside of Starkey, gets it done. 1 more position gained. It's all he's got to do today. He's got to have a calm, measured drive, forget about what happened, and just pick them off one by one like it's a video game. And that's all he's got to do for his championship aspirations. He's got to limit today's damage, and thankfully he's still got 35 minutes to recover.
That's it. He's just going to use the other drivers, try and get that slipstream, try and make clean passes, and just try and slowly make his way up the leaderboard.
Oh, that's
that's very
Lost
wide.
it.
Under real threat from Greco. Greco's giving no quarter given to Cook, despite whatever classifications that people have today. It's points on the board regardless, and so classes be damned, to say the least. So Rad is be interesting to see what happened to Rad on lap 1, because he was leading as we saw into the turn 1. He fended off Ricciuti, but then he lost the lead to Ricciuti and Wittner come the end of lap 2 at the end of lap 1 as well. So definitely, like I said, some people say like a bit of a nosebleed. It is there's a lot to deal with when you're up front and you've got nothing ahead of you, but you've got everything in your rear view mirror.
Yep,
Yeah.
absolutely.
That Porsche of Brad's looks squirrely. It's kind of going all over the show.
Yeah, I was wondering if it was within his interest to potentially do a bit of an earlier pit stop and try and get into some clean air, but I'm not quite sure if he's actually making too much ground regardless at this point, and he might be more intent on using Rad as a bit of a slipstream down the back straight here.
He's he's 8/10. He's going to get a little bit, but Brad's also in the toe of Rad, so that's going to help him stay in front as we jump on board with Jack Coleman, who is getting a nice little tow along from Yoda in front. So we'll see how the car is affected. 292. Oh, that car looks dicey. It looks very, very dicey.
Yeah, he has got that. I don't know if dialed in's the right word. It's a very pointy looking Ferrari at this point in time.
I think it's when you watch another driver on board, you realise how much more movements that you do that you don't really comprehend when you're actually behind the wheel. Like little corrections, and that, granted, a lot more. Some drivers are a bit more choppy than others, and some are a bit more, smooth and svelte. But yeah, dare say it didn't look. Probably still more stable than the Porsche, put it that way.
I can absolutely tell from the onboard of Jack Homan that he's running the steering rack on that thing super low.
It was full lock into.
Yeah, full lock. Yep, pointy, twitchy. I was like, yes, I see.
Is it indicative of me that I'm just like, it's weird sitting this far low down in a car.
It's like, where's my vantage
I'm used to
point?
my bus driver position being in a GTR where I can stare down at people.
The sushi brick.
It is. It's glorious, though.
Well, we'll see if there is a little bit of a difference in setup as they come down the back straight, because Coman will definitely have the toe on the back of Weatherburn, considering he's only 3/10 or so behind him. So it'll be interesting to see if he does make a fair bit of ground. I think we see very high.
As well.
What's that? Sorry.
I was going to say Weatherburn's not too far away from getting a slipstream up with Mercedes in front of him as well, so it's not going to be that straightforward for Jay Coleman. And yeah, Weatherburn's using all of the exit where you kind of need to at that corner, and Jay Coleman gets a really good run through the first part of reset. And might have a look for the inside, but no, thinks better of it. I think yes. No overtake really goes well into Bendor corner, as it's. Why is it called Bendor, please?
There's two Benders corners in this track layout. And as Jay Coleman's going to absolutely send it up the inside, and there is contact. That is a very bold choice there from Jay Coleman to absolutely send it up the back of Weatherburn there.
219 number is being called for sure, and there's a redress that's happened.
Yeah,
will that
absolutely.
make any difference to the stewards? Because I dare say it won't, given history's past. So whether if that number's been called already, if the number's been called, then they just have to run it on face value. You know, we'll see. But good to know from Jay Cohen that he recognises that it was probably a line was crossed, to say the least.
Yeah, he definitely lifted the stamp and sent it, and we've kind of seen him do that earlier in the race too, in that same corner. So obviously he views it as a healthy overtaking opportunity as we jump on board with Brad Cook. He would be enjoying the sound right now, but the top speed he would not be.
I think Jay Coleman's going to be close enough to Weatherburn this lap as well. Only 2/10 gap, so
yeah, they're going to go side by side. Here we go.
Dare say that line full exclamation mark is the end of that sentence, and it's all well and done.
Yep, clean move there by Jay Coleman. He's made the pass, and that's brought Rad right back in, who's going to go very wide, very deep. He's going to cut it back across. He'll have a very angry-looking Porsche in his rear view.
There's nowhere to go, though.
Very deep, yeah, there's nowhere to pass there, and he is right on the back of Weatherburn. We'll see if Jay Coleman manages to get the slip now that he's out in front. But all that's done is cost a lot of them a bit of time, particularly with the last lap incident that they've had, and that's let Vintner take a breath for probably the first time in 12 and a half minutes.
Cook's
And here comes Cook. Is he going to send it up the inside as well? He's going to make a move? No, he's going to think better of it. And they're going to form back into formation. But Greco also just waiting to see if anything's going to happen here between Cook and Rad. As we see Jay Coleman, yeah, he's already made a bit of a run there on Weatherburn. I did notice in the last couple of laps down the back straight that Jay Coleman wasn't getting the biggest toe behind Weatherburn, so I do wonder if Jay Coleman has set it up for a bit more of a grippy setup into the other sectors.
It's definitely the incident between Weatherburn and Jay Coleman because let Wittner and Ricard off the hook a little bit. So it was only 6/10 from Wittner to Weatherburn before that incident occurred, and has definitely given something a bit more of a gap for Jay Coleman to work away at. As that's all they need. They just, they may not have the out-and-out pace, but they're just got to keep up the good lap times and just lose as little as they can. And you should see where Taufik kind of comes out in all of this, because he was probably one of the highest to box quite early in the race, and I think he was around the same positions that Weatherburn and Jay Coleman were, but obviously did that on the very first lap. So be very interested to see how he comes out, and dare say, the time lost with that incident, could put them behind Taufik on track.
Yeah, absolutely it could. But like as we are riding on board with Rashudi, all it's doing is allowing Rashudi to kind of just edge that gap out to everyone. He's kind of in the, as we jump, Brad Cook has a 10-second penalty for causing a collision on that one. I don't remember that, so it'd be interesting to get kind of a little visual there as he has a look down the inside of Brad, but then tucks it back in.
Yes, I guess I can't remember the position, but maybe it might have been why we lost Graham Hill. Yeah, all the penalties come. Might have been a reason why, because obviously we lost. Oi! Greco gets McLaren turbo spooling on the exit, and wow, that's something Luke Johnson has to look forward to tomorrow.
Well, I can't wait.
I'm hoping you do, because that's the only thing that's going to slow you up.
Do you think, Luke? So, genuine question. Do you think the Macca sounds like a duck's fart?
It sounds awful.
It's unique in its own. It's unique in its own special way. Oh, so see Cook very
that's
aggressive
exactly what
on
Dan
Red.
would say about his farts, though. That's the thing.
Well, kind of like his answer was like he doesn't like it, but he's trying to kind of, like, get rid of, as we have another penalty for Barker. 5 seconds for dangerous driving.
Dangerous driving.
Naughty, Mr. Barker.
Yes. I wonder which one of them was the guilty party, which meant we lost Graham Hill quite early on. We'll have to check back the VOD for that one. It only looked like it was a very small touch that Graham Hill got, but it just went around like a roundabout.
Oh, as we see Brad very much hissing the rear bumper of Rad, who does send it deep and manages to keep the spot. So I think there's a bit of red mist potential. Oh, as we see a little bit of a squirrel and exit. They are going to go side by side. Brad's going to have the inside line. Who's going to break deep? I think Rad's going to try and send it around the outside. He's going to have the inside for the next corner. There's going to be a little bit of a touch. Oh, there's a bit of elbows to elbows. And then what a send from Rad, but he's managed to keep it as they stay side by side. Brad's on the inside, and he's just going to get the nose out. There's a little bit of a swerve from Rad there as he just loses a little bit of grip, but we do know that the Porsche doesn't quite have the straight line speed, but here come an angry pack of Greco McLarens and Barker Ferraris as they go side by side. Greco's actually going to have the slipstream off. Look, there's going to be a bit of elbows. Come on, boys. Calm it down. They're going to go and try 3 wide into... Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Barker, what are you doing?
No. Oh,
that's very wide. That's a limit. That's a track limit.
that definitely, he's taken a token there and he is gone. Yep.
Oh, Cook's lost the rear and he's going to lose all 3 positions.
Oh no. Yeah, Brad would not be very happy right now.
That Porsche is so loose when it comes to the long right-hander, and unfortunately he's paid a massive price for it. Along with the penalty probably being in the back of his mind and probably not helping things, and Desi will see him in the slap as Barker sends up the inside again. Is there actually space given this time? Looks like there has been. Oh, but not on the exit as Greco and Cook come into box. What is it with the last corner? I've never seen so many people send it down into the last corner.
This seems to be Barker's signature move at the moment, is sending it up on the inside. As we see Gia Coman with a 15-second... there's more contact as Rad's gone a little bit wide. Barker said, screw this. We're going to miss the entire chicane and we're just going to go for it. He's had enough of that. He doesn't want anything to do with that.
He might have to redress that one back because that is an advantage to a point.
I was going to say, we saw even Gale get a drive-through for that. Granted, he was hit up the rear by another car and it was rescinded, but that one would look like it was a bit more in control. Yeah. Oh, dear, oh, dear, oh, dear.
What is going on? Gia Coman with 25 seconds worth of penalties up the front there. So he's copped two separate penalties in that instance. So he is going to not be very happy with that one at all. And
One for lap 2, one for lap 6.
Okay, nah, it's alright. I lost Hignett there. I thought he DC'd or something, but no, he's still there. He's just chilling on the back straight as we are riding on board with Smith, who's having a look at Rad too. Rad must be feeling it after the past couple of laps.
See Barker overhead off track again, and yes, Rad's been in the wars, regardless of his intentions or not. He's yes, been under fire. He's probably got no more straight panels on that thing anymore. But, yeah, there is still lots of good results still out there, especially with some of the penalties that have come a knocking for a lot of these drivers. As Brad Cook, as he's not surprised, is behind Taufik. Of all the pit runners coming in is Ray Smith to do his pit stop. Hopefully he gets it right on the marks, gets it stopped. True, hopefully he just takes a fuel this time around.
And here's Rashudi.
All this is allowing
5 seconds up the road, driving his own race.
Yep.
He is loving life. He's seeing those little red boxes come up and just going, thank God that isn't me.
And he's still got Vintner as his sort of unofficial rear tail gunner, because they've got to clear him still on track. And, you know, Jay Cummins been having to, you know, there was about a 2.5 second gap, and he's already brought it down now to about 1.6. So he's not gaining on Vintner massively every lap as well. So that'll be reassuring for Shooty. Somewhat.
Yeah, absolutely. As we see on board with Rad, who's probably got a bit of damage here and there, as he still manages to clock up over 285. Yeah, 285 before he hits the brakes, and that car is just sliding everywhere. But he hasn't let Barker disappear yet. He's gone very deep. That's going to be very wide. That's it was a bit hot through there, but he hasn't let Barker disappear just yet. So I do wonder if there's potentially a little bit more of a tiff coming this way.
Oh yeah, you'd be happy if you're Rad to just kind of attach on the back here and just be like kind of a bit stress free for a couple of laps, wouldn't you? As he sends it deep.
It's
all right. It's okay.
Both of these guys look like they've gone. Their lines are all over the place. And I gotta say, because I thought Barker was being a bit wildly coyote as well up ahead. Maybe you know, monkey see, monkey do a little bit when you're chasing someone. But, maybe it's just how you drive Ferrari. I don't know. Just gotta be all over that.
It is not
really close to
it.
Not. Going to say it's probably one of the more stable cars out there, but who knows what you have to run in terms of setup.
And this has brought Hignett back up. He's less than 3 seconds now behind Rad, so he has been able to make that recovery drive work for him. But I do wonder as
that's amazing seeing he was backwards and basically at the back of the grid at the end of lap.
It'll be interesting to see once all the pit stops are made, though, how much traffic and how much elbow shoving there will be. As Gray's up in 20th, he's got right behind him. No, sorry, that's Betten. So he's made a move there. Betten's lost a position on that one. Rad, 10-second penalty for causing collision on lap 10. So that was last lap.
I like Beaton's team name. Lying Wombat Valiente. It's Taufik, the one to watch, the underdog a little bit in this race, seeing as he boxed on lap 1, and it's definitely, we know Taufik has got pace, and it'll be interesting to see where he comes, but he has had to encounter some of these cars for position now. He's made up that much time. He's starting to catch the drivers that are still yet to box, so it's not going to be helping his undercut, to say the least, but hopefully they maybe getting out the way this lap, next lap, as soon as possible in Taufik's eyes, ideally.
Yeah, so that's the risky run for doing the... Oh, wow, as Foxtrot decides, you know what, I want to take those cones out.
did the same. I was like,
through those cones, and they are just kind of getting out of the way for him. So that is the risk that you run.
that was very nice of them to get out of the way. 100% intentional.
Yeah, look, if you haven't pit yet and you see that someone's coming up behind you who is on a different strategy to you, by all means, they don't have to. But if they're decided that they're going to keep the racing between themselves, that's very gentlemanly. As we see, there's a bit of a missed brake marker there from the car in the background. I believe is that Starkey up in the back there. But Peak definitely the one to watch as he is making his way up the field. But yeah, hitting these back so-called strategic back markers is the risk you run from taking a pit stop so early.
See, Giacomo has closed in quite a lot these last few laps on Benton Wittner as well, and might be the Reaper, the unbranded black hood of the all-carbon Ferrari, has come and knocking for Mr. Ben Wittner in the Mercedes. Mercedes, not a bad car here, but I think it's I think it's like Porsche levels of on the straight. It kind of just, it's a big engine, but it's actually quite draggy as a car overall when it comes to top speed.
Yeah, he's lost a fair bit of pace to Ricciuti out in front, who's actually gone into the pits. Ricciuti's in the pits, Vintner's into the pits. So our top runners have made their pit stop with 15 minutes to go. I think, if anything, that is going to help Giacomo just a little bit, who won't be caught up behind Vintner. But Vintner looked like he didn't want anything to do with that defense. And we'll see just how far Giacomo will run it. I dare say he might try and run it to the end.
Yeah, trying to run it to the end, I reckon, for the clean air. And, he's got the pace, so he's got to really try to just outdrive the penalty.
Cars are moving. Taufik's on the main straight. Oh, his Beaton's in the wall.
Beaton's in the wall.
Where he even is? Where have you found that wall? And so the exit of turn 1 as Taufik comes out of the box with the two so-called leaders out ahead of him, the Ricciuti, the net leaders of Ricciuti and Wittner, maybe in cahoots, kind of doing their own race, boxing at the same time like that.
So we're just trying to see here where exactly Tafik is. So Tafik is only seconds behind Vintner at the moment. So that would put him in a provisional P3 at this point in time.
Might be Weberburn's kind of around that area as well. So once Weberburn pits, it'll be interesting to see where he is relative to Taufik, because I feel like he wasn't that far behind. He was kind of in that area, maybe a little bit further behind.
Yeah, if anything, it may be a case of Weatherburn and Tafik end up on the same bit of track together, because I do believe Giacomo was right up on the back of Vintner, and Weatherburn's only a few seconds behind, so it could be a bit of elbows out for the last final laps.
To Tonkin now in on the Lamborghinis, looking to get a good run on Fercolini. The poor Porsche of Fercolini, kind of just a little bit of a sitting duck, as dare say, but yet been fully cleared by the Lamborghini. He comes back
across. Not a lot of room left there, but he has made the move stick.
That's danger zone, pulling in so close at a high-speed corner like that in front of someone, isn't it?
Smith.
Oh, he's down. Huh?
He's down behind these two.
Did he do a normal stop?
I know he's not going to like me saying this, but his pit stops have not been. He's right. I think he's been misled on pit stop on what he needs to do. But yeah, he may have taken tires or something. I don't know. He shouldn't have been this far back, put it that way, because he was on the back of Yoda, wasn't he?
Yes, or somewhere thereabouts.
Oh dear. I despair.
When it rains, it pours.
F's in chat, guys. F's in chat.
I may not be fast, but I can make sure my stops are right.
Well, we get a replay. We see what happens here. He has gone to the end of pit lane. Is that where his box is?
I guess so.
Yeah, I'm going to
Otherwise
guess
he's
that's where his box is, and he stopped for far too long.
Yeah,
moving.
that's not a 3.5 second stop.
Oh my god, and that's barely a 3.5 centimeter gap between him and the rear bumper of the Porsche. Oh dear, and dare say he will probably get Ferkling here, but he gets a little bit of a slide on the transition onto the main straight and has lost a big amount of time. And definitely, Ferrari's quick in a straight line, but not that quick enough to make up that gap for sure. Oh dear. One day, Haggis will get a good, a clean race.
One day, the pit stop will prevail.
The no-stop race will happen.
And that's where he will succeed.
What? It's going round. He's got it.
Oh, he's just managed to catch it, but he is not enjoying that part of the circuit. As I'm keeping an eye on the leaderboard, Vintner has made up a ton of time on Ricciuti, and I keep seeing that delta slowly chip away. There was 6 or so seconds between them when they'd come out of the pits, but looking at it now, it's now down to less than 3, and Tafik is right there with them. And it's going down even again. Vintner has... either he's found a little bit of pace or Ricciuti has lost it. What is going on there?
Ricciuti is 0.6 behind Rad, so maybe he's getting held up here.
He's just getting held
Rad
up.
is still full position. It's still, hasn't done his pit stop. And I was going to say maybe Ricciuti's kind of, being able to get back up to speed, but dare say if he's within a second of a car, that's probably the more reason why. So
there we go.
And Barker. We're picking it round the outside, but that's not going to work, surely. And as it falls in behind Higner, he doesn't need to spend too much time fighting a car which is going to, not be in contention. So dare say whoever picks out of these two, the other one will continue.
As you say that, Barker's in. And Hignan's going to keep running it. So yeah, Ricciuti and Rad having a bit of a run in there that has cost Ricciuti dearly in terms of his gap between him and Vintner, who's now almost only down to 2 seconds. So we'll see what happens here.
Rad.
We'll see if Rad holds
Just as
Vintner
Rad
up.
pits.
Well, there you go. So Vintner. Given all the free air there has definitely been some money that's been slid under the table for that to work out, because we now have our top 3 all within 5 seconds.
Yep, Taufik's right there, and really interested to see where Weatherburn will slot into all of this as well. As Weatherburn's kind of been hanging on to Giacomin as well in terms of overall time, so it'll be interesting to see how they form up towards the end of this. But yes, beautiful for Vintner to say. I apologize for that, but yes, having Ricciuti having to go and make that pits overtake after losing all that time behind Vintner. Rad, you need to be going quicker than that when your car drops. But he's now come out down into P11, not ideal for the provisional pole sitter, but still a good result on the cards for the Pro-Am, and dare say could still get the Pro-Am overall win for this race when Foxtrot pits.
Rad is much further down, and that did not look like a 3.4 second pit stop.
I was gonna say it didn't look quick, didn't look quick.
Yoda's in. Yeah, you can see that Rad's now all the way down in 16th, and considering that he was fighting Cook before, who's up in 8th, I dare say that pit stop has been an absolute disaster there for
of course we forget Rad had a penalty. Thank you.
That's true, actually. Thank you, Chad.
Thank you, Chad. Smooth brain commentators. As someone was in a yellow between 6 and 695, I dare say that's a lap car. Yes, as there is Weatherburn, comes out just behind Taufik, so not pretty close, not side by side, but definitely that close enough to do something about it for sure.
And that was Hignett in the pits behind him, so hopefully he will come out not too far. It looks like he's come out in 6th, so that is a fantastic recovery drive from him in order to make himself back up into the, not just the top 10, but towards the very pointy end of the grid.
Yeah, it's a good return drive after, especially he was back of the grid, turned around, facing the opposite direction. So it'll be interesting to see. Nah, there's no way Jer Coleman won't be able to outdrive the penalty, I don't reckon.
Well, no, he was only a second and a half in front of Weatherburn at the time, so he's going to be potentially dropping very far down the grid.
Is that how alien mindset? If I drive fast enough, I can undo pen.
25 seconds easy.
Yeah, see, he's 33 seconds ahead on track. You know, it's easy. Easy maths. Just, you know, ignore the pit speed limiter. I've heard there's no repercussions.
Not at all. So we've only got...
This is why I don't read chat. They're all bullying us now.
That's it. Reported for bullying. Kick them all out. We've only got Foxtrot and J. Coleman left to pit, so everyone else has seemed to have made their stop. I'm not quite sure what... I think J. Coleman's just going to go until the very last lap before he puts his stop in. That sun is glaring and very annoying to drive into. I'm sure the drivers are absolutely loving that. And we've got Zaviki, who's less than a second now behind Vintner and looking to try and make provisional P2 here. So podium all to play for at the moment. Rashudi is a few seconds up the road. He's just out of camera, I believe, as they come around through here. Yes, he is. There he is. We've got Weatherburn. Yes, race control. A penalty was served. He had.
A penalty was served, yeah.
And we see that Hignett has... Well, it'll be interesting to see. I think he will jump into 5th once G. Kerman serves his penalty, because he does have a penalty. So, yeah, excellent drive from him. I can confirm penalty is received.
Yes, penalty, yes.
Yes. G. Kerman's in the pits. There we go. So let's see where he comes out. Ferrari F1 team stop. Absolutely.
Oh, sadness. Absolute pain and misery.
Few times last week. And it's just going to be more pit stop sadness for everybody here in the comms and chat box. We are checking. We are checking. Box now. In, out.
So the battle for the Jack Homan pit stop is going to be with him and Hignett. So it'll be interesting to see two men who have never been on the same track together ever on where they come out.
I think he's cleared in like some margins.
Oh,
that's disappointing. Would have liked to have seen what would have happened if J. Coleman and Hignett actually shared a bit of track together for the first time ever.
For the first time ever, like just to see how they would get acclimatized to racing each other, you know?
About behind Graham Hill, who's done a very good job to recover into P8, now P7 after P8.
Yeah, so I can confirm that J. Coleman is out of the pits. It was longer than the 3.5 seconds he took for fuel. We're not sure what's happened there at all. Could have been anything. He's now dropping down into 8.
He's getting closer. 287, 88,
This
89,
is for
90,
second.
91, 92, and he goes to the outside.
Send it.
Oh, no, he's unable
no.
to send it.
No.
That
Send it
is
again.
very wide. that is a different racetrack over there, buddy.
Postcode. Oh yeah. I was gonna say you had a good run, good close there, but I'm kind of not sure what happened. It kind of just came to meet in the middle.
Look, he may have had a tow, topping out at over 290
I saw.
kilometers an hour. It may have been a tow. We can't confirm.
Can we?
Towfik.
Oh.
Toothfig.
Oh.
Toothpick. How many are we gonna have this week?
Leaders on final lap now.
Sorry for absolutely butchering your name there, Tafik. Even though I'm probably butchering it right now. You will look back and think we are a pack of idiots.
We, of course, mean it out of love.
As soon
and
as we got the commentator role.
That's it.
All of our opinions were
It's all cursed.
Doesn't matter how quick you are, your opinion is null as soon as you become a commentator.
As we can confirm, the Ferrari F1 team is actually in chat, and they are checking.
For the sakes.
Checking they are.
We're not sure what they're checking, but they are definitely checking. So this will be the last lap. There's 10 seconds left of this race. That has been a fantastic set of 40 minutes.
Yeah, coming with a TT!
So there we go. It's just ticked over to 0. This will be the final lap. And as I believe we all wanted to call, we have... Oh, Chico's got a DT. Oh, no.
Oh, it rains at Paul's.
That is salt in the wound. Oh, no. That is just falling apart for Giacomin. But as we all wanted to call, not Giacomin, Ricciuti is leading this race. He has the fastest lap, and he will come across the line in first. And that is what we wanted to see, especially after the incidents we saw in race 1 and a spicy start for his race in race 2. But that is fantastic. He will be loving that. He is a happy boy.
Great job to Ben Venter coming home in P2 to fend off Taufik. Whether there's going to be a post penalty in that, who knows. But Taufik, a good recovery. Top strategy, putting on the first lap. Weberburn in P4. Across the line comes Hignett in the 471 for his championship bid. Brad Cook in the not Soul Porsche, but one of the Soul Porsches on the grid. And Graham Hill, good recovery as well into P7. Giacomin crosses the line P8, but unfortunately will drop down 30 plus seconds on top of his time with Barker Tonkin to round off the end as Ray Smith rounds off, the top 10 overall. Is Tonkin jumped back? I think he has a few positions. That was all.
I think Giacomin has jumped out of the server.
Oh, yes. Soon, before the wheels had even stopped at that point.
Yes, Whoa, that's close by Costa there. That is close. He's absolutely inspected the back of that Lambo.
He is checking.
And 16th for Gray in the Porsche, 17th for Plummer. Wright in 18th and Starkey in 19th. And Beaton's already crossed the line a lap behind in 20th. So that was some exciting stuff for race 2. I definitely enjoyed that one, and I think the reverse grid brought out the fun that we were expecting and looking forward to.
Oh, yes. Could have said it better myself. For Ricard, it's always a bit of a mixed bag in terms of racing, as Starkey's going to lap up the limelight to get before he crosses the line, and there you go. We'll get our provisional results up. For race 1, for overall, is Hignett, Giacomin, and Taufik make up the top 3. In the silver class, Greco, Ray Smith, and Tonkin for silver. Pro-Am was led by Rad, Ferklini, and Wright. And Julian Gray, followed by Beaton.
Yep, race 2, we've got Rashudi, Vintner, and Tafik. Silver class is Smith, Tonkin, and Greco. Pro-Am, you've got Turcolini, Rad, Foxtrot. And for AM, you've got Gray and Beaton. It was an excellent night of racing, guys. Do we have a driver of the day from you guys?
I'm going to say Rashudi for that. Just did what he needed to and dominated that second race.
Probably a mix of Rashudi and Hignett, both for the domination in the second race and the recovery drive.
Yeah, I got to agree with that one. Rashudi's definitely my driver of the night. Well, we'll leave it there, guys. Please tune in tomorrow night for Splits Blue and Red, which will hopefully be just as exciting as tonight's racing has been. Thank you, chat. Thank you, all the behind-the-scenes guys here at OOR, and we will catch you guys later.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Bye.
Bye-bye.